beautiful freaks, and welcome to a brand new episode of Camp Freakquels. That's right. We're this whole month, we're doing all camp movies, all like out here in the woods. It's nice, it's peaceful. There's a little fire we got going. Scary sounds coming from the woods, sometimes screams. It's great. With me today, my co-host, the man with the most, Rory Calarasi.
It hasn't been a good experience for me so far. I saw a man get eaten by a bear, and then the bear asked me for some money to borrow. And the worst thing that happened was the bear asking to borrow money.
Yeah.
I have not been enjoying myself.
Well, he asked me for toilet paper first, and then I guess he was just resorting to cash after.
Yeah.
It's
the wilderness is frightening.
It's weird. It's weird out here.
Yeah. People are always like, man, I want to get outside and be in the great outdoors. And fuck you.
Yeah, what the hell is your problem?
Anyway.
Yeah, anyways.
We found a guy walking around out here.
Yeah, luckily out here, we're like sitting here, and along came this dude. I would say he's like a trivia king, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
This guy rules when it comes to trivia.
I recognize him from the circuit.
the trivia circuit. Mr. Greg Caldwell. What's up, buddy?
Hey, thanks for having me on, guys. It would have been a little better if you had bug spray since I lost mine.
We're so sorry.
Yeah.
We actually did bring a guest out here, and he was actually eaten alive.
Yeah. That was the guy with the bear. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
That's him. Yeah. So,
luckily he was full of them before I got here. Right?
Yeah.
He'll be back though. He said that.
He said,
I don't know if he
was
meant
it
like
on cocaine.
I don't know if he meant like he's gonna be back to eat us or to borrow more money.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like a threat or a promise.
It's
But
really hard to keep on top of that bear.
It's a fine line.
Yeah, with that guy.
Yeah, we never know. But
Benny Bear is his name, by the way.
What is it?
Benny Bear.
Oh, I didn't catch his name.
Yeah, all bears actually have the last name Bear.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's where Teddy came from, asshole.
Oh, wow.
Facts, dropping them on you.
Yeah,
I just saw your head explode.
It wasn't from Teddy Ruxpin?
No, it wasn't from Teddy Roosevelt?
He's actually like very not like in the bear community, like Teddy Ruxpin is like a charlatan.
Yeah.
They hate him.
They don't like him.
Yeah.
He was advanced.
Yeah.
Well, that's what their problem was. They don't like change.
Right. They were like, no, we just want everything to stay the same.
Yeah.
And Ruxpin's like, I can talk now, guys.
And they're like,
get out of here.
You gotta stick a fucking tape in your back to talk, you fraud.
Freaking go hang out with the Berenstein Bears.
I forget, did you have to flip it too?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Did you have to flip it?
None of those bears are impressed by that.
You know, Adam's dream childhood toy was to get a Teddy Ruxpin.
Yeah?
And his wife just got him one. I think it was last year for his birthday. Yeah. And he lost his mind.
That's a good one.
Would it grade it out? Was it mint?
Yeah, it looks mint. Like, it was crazy. I was like, wow.
I like to think that like he opened it.
I was gonna say it'd be funnier if it was in the box. It's like, shit, I can't open this.
Yeah, I can't even open it.
See, like I like to just imagine that he opened it, took it out, and his kids were like, "Wow, can I play with it? Get away from me!
Get out of here!
Fuck away from me!
Get out of here right now! You have your shit. I got mine. Okay, go."
I mean, he's like in the basement. He's like changing the vocal tracks to Rupskin's song.
Yeah, he's like, he wrote a whole album based on Teddy.
Yeah.
Me and Teddy.
Yeah.
It's called. Yeah.
Me and Teddy.
No, but no, he was so psyched. It's so funny because he's my childhood friend, and to see him react in that way, I got emotional because I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. You know, like I knew that was
Like you were jealous.
Yeah, I was like, I got emotional and jealous.
Yeah, like you were just like, man, as soon as he goes to sleep.
I'm taking that. No, it was just...
Adam's laying in bed. He just hears like a window smash.
So I guess if your like childhood favorite was a glowworm, you'd feel a little left out, right?
Yeah, I'm like, where's mine? Come on. No, but so one thing we like to do is talk about movies we've recently seen. So... Greg, why don't you start us off? What are some movies you watched recently?
Well, I did go see Bring Her Back, and that was a lot to process.
Would you consider it misery porn?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It feels like somebody punches you in the stomach, like I said. Like when you're done with it, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's that.
I just saw that on Monday.
Yeah.
And it's been a very long time since I've seen a movie like this, where like I literally left the theater like uncomfortable. Like the movie, like it made me feel a bunch of weird things, and I was just like sitting in my car, and I just felt like just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I felt that way. I don't know. You guys see Infinity Pool? Like I felt that way after watching that.
The Mia Goth movie.
Yeah. Because like at the end, he's just sitting there in the rain, the same thing, and it's like, oh, okay.
There's a lot of evil out there. No, it really is. Like I was reading some reviews for it, and I know some people were like, oh, you know, it's a lot of like A24isms, but like I always say this, like if you can take some pre-existing like ideas and themes and mix it into something original, that's fine. That's how we got Star Wars.
Right.
Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like watching that movie. I didn't even think about it. I was just like really like swept up in what was happening in it.
Yeah.
And then there's just like moments in it where it just felt like so uncomfortable.
I also
Yeah.
think like execution comes into play, and it was very well shot. Like it was. I think I texted you. I said it's like an ugly, beautifully shot movie.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just there's something about those guys that made it. That did like talk to me.
I loved
Which I
Toxic,
like
it
that
was
a lot,
So
yeah.
good too. Yeah.
They have such an interesting perspective on evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something like really like dark and foreboding about it. Like it like kind of follows you out of the theater.
Yeah.
And then they're just like
Absolutely.
these two guys that used to have a YouTube channel.
Which is awesome that they made
seem
it
like
like
these
that.
cool kids, and
Yeah.
you're just like, you fucking made that?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
It's great, though. You liked it, though? I mean, as much as you can like a movie like that.
No, I thought it was really good. It's not something I'd revisit like anytime soon, but
Yeah.
it was very good.
In between therapy sessions.
Yeah,
That's what that
exactly.
movie's for.
And then who was the lead actress in that?
Sally Hawkins.
She is she's like a powerhouse. I love her.
Although she seems like she's
amazing.
been a little in a weird place ever since she broke up with her fish boyfriend.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like a lot of that
Yeah.
carried over into this movie.
Yeah. It's
But,
like
no, she's like she's one of those people like do you remember like when Toni Collette was in Hereditary?
Yes.
And everybody in the world was like, man, she's gonna get nominated.
She
And
did
it-
get shafted that year.
She
I
got
think.
shafted, and it's one of those things because it's like that the Academy's a little snobby with horror. Like every so often, like there'll be like an Exorcist or like The Omen that comes around, and they'll be pretty like fair with it.
Yeah.
But they're traditionally pretty lame when it comes to horror, especially like performances like Toni
Yeah.
Collette and Hereditary.
Yeah, she was
and then-
amazing in that movie, honestly.
And then Sally Hawkins, same deal. Like she definitely deserves something because it's like a really like uncomfortable, dark performance. Like she's very, very unsettling to watch, and it's funny because like whenever I see her in things, I'm like, oh, it's Sally Hawkins.
Yeah.
It generally makes me feel kind of like happy and safe, and in this movie, I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Definitely playing against what she usually does. Like
Right up
you've
against
never
that.
seen Sally Hawkins like this before.
yeah. Oh, man,
I'm
I
telling
can't
you.
wait to see it. And what else have you checked out recently?
I can't think of anything else offhand. If I do, though, I'll mention it.
You'll come back.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
How about you, Roy?
I actually watched a bunch of movies recently.
Yeah, same.
Very similar to the movie we were just talking about. I watched Snow Dogs.
With like Cuba Gooding
Yeah.
Jr.
Yeah.
Wow, that's. Did you have to watch that after Bring Her Back?
I watched it before, and I'm going to tell you guys something.
Very similar movie.
Very, very similar.
very
Identical. I love that movie. I never saw it before. Becca's like, you should watch this movie because she knows that I like dogs and animals and cats. So I'm watching this movie that stars a bunch of snow dogs, and I'm like, man, those guys are real good actors.
Yeah.
Talking about people that get snubbed, Snow Dogs. When have they ever had an Oscar nomination?
Never.
That should have been their year.
That I know.
God damn it.
I know. Or Into the Wild.
Yeah.
What happened?
What about those fucking dogs in the new Mission Impossible movie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're in there.
They lived,
The
right?
They live.
Yeah. John Wick, like those dogs.
Yeah, those dogs
Yeah.
don't get shit.
Those dogs. Well,
Yeah.
there's an abundance of them in pounds now after the John Wick movie. When people got them, they're like, oh,
Whoa. All right.
oh,
Oh boy.
this is a lot more than I bargained for.
Keep your pencils away from those guys. What
But
else?
yeah, but yeah, I actually was surprised by how much I enjoyed that. Shawn Nichols is in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Star Trek people.
She's amazing.
Yeah, she's
I love
wonderful in
her.
it.
Yeah.
But then, the very next day, I watched Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning again.
I did see
Nice.
that. I did
Yeah?
go see that.
Did you like
yeah.
it?
Yeah, I thought it was very good.
All the
Did you guys feel like the beginning was a little weird? Like it felt a little off the opening credits, or was that just me?
It felt fast.
Yeah.
The opening credits, they were like really shooting those out super quick.
It was just
Yeah, they're like, let's
and
just
the
get through
intro,
this
the
shit.
whole intro up to it was just it really hit the ground running. I
Yeah,
thought.
I feel like a lot of the movies, the opening credits kind of shows you how the whole movie plays out.
Yeah.
Because even all the way back in the first one, it does that where you see all the scenes, like especially like that high-packed action scenes, are played in front of you right in the beginning, and then like you watch the whole movie and you're like, oh, I remember that from the before.
Yeah. Second time you watch it, you're like, oh, the whole damn movie's in here.
Yeah.
But no, I
yeah,
agree.
they always have
That
fast.
jumped right out at me where I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
I went to see it because, like, I think we talked about this in the last episode. When I saw it the first time, I went into the theater hearing all these people talk about how bad it was, and then saw it and was like, that movie?
Yeah.
Oh, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And so then, like, I was like, Becca, you need to see this movie. So she saw it, and she was just like, she loved it. Like,
Oh,
she, like, really, like, responded to it.
intense.
Yeah, I don't know what you would like. You go to a movie like that to be entertained, right?
Yeah.
Like that's
How on the edge of your seat? Whoa! Did you guys hear that in the woods here?
Yeah, somebody just went by on a motorcycle.
That's crazy.
That was the bear.
They should watch out for falling.
It's going to
trees.
score some meth.
Yeah, there's this bear's part of a biker gang, and they love meth.
But how on the edge of your seat were you? Especially like, I mean, the airplane.
The airplane
or
was
the
insane.
underwater.
Yeah, the
sequence,
underwater scene was really
which
good
is
too.
insane.
That's
Yeah.
the scene that jumped out at me immediately the first time I watched it, where I'm like, this is like strong filmmaking.
yeah.
I was like so fucking uncomfortable.
And
during
McQuarrie
that.
did this one too, right? Did
Yeah.
he did this one.
Yeah.
And it's and like that plane scene at the end. I mean, it's on the poster. I'm not ruining this for anybody.
Right.
But Tom Cruise is really up there. And
Jumping from plane to plane.
And it's just like a
And it's
thing.
insanity.
Where you're just like, you hear like actors complain about having to wear costumes and stuff, and he's just like, oh, I'll just strap myself to this plane. Hopefully it turns out fine. You see like the air, like the wind like going against his face, and it's like pushing it around
Oh, yeah.
and stuff, and it's like,
Oh, my God.
it's so just inspiring
Yeah.
that a guy who's in his 60s is like just taking all these crazy risks and
exactly.
looks awesome, and
Yeah.
so Tom Cruise, you're the man.
Did you ever hear that story where Matt Damon said something like, "Oh, my stunt guy wouldn't let me do this and that," and Tom Cruise, he's like,
Yes.
"What?" Do you ever hear that story?
Yeah.
And then Tom Cruise said something similar, and like Tom's like, "Well, I'd just hire a new guy, then I can do the stunt."
It's like, yeah, it was the number
Mission Impossible.
The fourth
Yeah, it was one of the
one.
Mission
Yeah.
With the
Impossible.
building.
Right? Yeah.
Protocol.
Yeah, and it's the building scene. He's like,
Another horrible thing to watch.
Yeah.
The first time I saw that, I'm like, oh god, he's really up there.
it's such a great
And
story.
there's something that I love about movies like that, and it flies right in the face of like all this crap that I would hear growing up, where people would just be like, well, if you're doing a computer, what's the difference? There's a huge fucking difference when you know for a fact that it's happening.
Yeah.
There's like even though you know that like Tom Cruise is fine in real life, there's that point where you're just sitting there thinking about yourself in that situation where I'm like, I would have died there, would have died there, would have died there.
Exactly.
So like, yeah, it's very, especially seeing it in IMAX. I was actually
Yeah.
kind of rushing back to the theater before it left IMAX, because that's like one of the definitive IMAX movies for me, because it's
Yeah.
just that airplane sequence. I don't know if it works as powerfully on a small screen. Like if
No,
you're watching
I
on
don't
your
think it
cell
does.
phone or something.
no.
No.
Yeah.
That kind of a movie's made for IMAX, I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah, and it's
That was like seeing like Maverick in IMAX was
Goddamn, that's
amazing. So,
that movie rocks.
Yeah.
it
Speaking
is.
of Tom
It's
Cruise.
great.
It's so good.
So, also, another movie that I watched, because I'm kind of getting back into a zone for something coming up. I'm watching a lot of independent movies.
Yeah.
I watched Christopher Nolan's first movie,
Oh,
Following.
The Following, yeah.
And you know what, man? That's a really wonderful example of like, you don't have a lot of money, you don't have a lot of resources, but if you have a tight enough script that has like a pretty fucking rocking ending like this one does,
Yes.
you know what I mean? It's just like your script is so important.
I think you said it was like $5,000.
$5,000, and it's kind of awesome. That guy that plays Cobb.
Oh,
Why
it's
isn't
great.
he in all of his movies?
Oh, yeah.
The bear just attacked.
Oh, no.
He just
We're
dragged
good.
Greg
We're
into
good.
the woods.
It's under control.
We had to hit pause for a second.
Yeah,
Greg
sorry.
was dragged into the woods very much like Leonardo DiCaprio in The Revenant.
Yeah.
It was a whole thing.
Luckily, a giant
Luckily, it's
mosquito.
not winter. At least I don't have to contend with the flu.
Right.
I feel like I should like edit in us screaming.
Oh yeah.
Just one of those like.
Oh my god.
Come back
wilderness
like, oh my god,
scream.
great, okay. But yeah,
Shoot it.
shooter. Yeah, following that's a movie that it's kind of inspiring because again it's all those performances and just like some really tight storytelling, and it's cool too that you can kind of see all the Nolanisms in there, like, like him
100%.
playing around with time and like, you know what I mean, like even just Cobb in his fucking suit.
Yeah.
It's very like Nolanish.
And it's cool because that name Cobb comes
Is in
back for
Inception, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Also, there's a fucking bat symbol on the door.
I know. How weird is that?
That's so weird. There's like a 1989 Batman logo on the main character's door,
Yeah.
and you're just like, this is before a really neat movie came out that's on its 20th anniversary now.
Wow. That's so wild. No, it has to be more, right?
I think
is it?
No, it's 2005, right?
Is it?
20 years.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was doing that math the other day, and then I was completing the purchase of my headstone. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, man, you're almost out.
You're almost out
out of
here.
your time.
Yeah, he talked about like that beginning sequence being like the thing to get the audience captivated. He was like, as long as I could shoot that beginning scene and make it look really good and get that hook in, the audience will stay for like the rest of the movie.
You're talking about Snow Dogs, right?
Yeah, Snow Dogs. Yep.
You know,
sure.
speaking
No,
of
just
which,
kidding.
because this kind of leads into that. Arrow put it out, but Tom Cruise helped fund it. But did you guys ever see Narc?
Narc with the Jason Patrick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
talking about a beginning of a movie.
Oh yeah, I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Where it gets the audience hooked like immediately.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like your thing, though. Like when you're writing screenplays, like you have like I think they say like less than 10 pages to just grab your viewer.
Yeah.
Because like people will just check out. Like if you don't give them a reason to stay
Yeah.
or like kind of captivate them. It's like even going back as far as like Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like you start your movie with a mystery.
Yes. Yep.
Rosebud. What the fuck does that mean?
What the hell is
Today, I
Rosebud?
feel like people are like, I don't fucking care what that means. But I love that movie, by the way. That's one of my favorites. I went over at Elle's house, friend of the show, Elle Snow.
Yes, who crushed it in Battle of the Bards.
Yeah, that's what I was told.
Honestly, my favorite one. Like,
Yeah.
it was so good.
Now
like,
you were
even
saying
Tommy
off
T,
air, but that's fine.
Right. Tommy T and I were, like, driving back, like, leaving Battle of the Bards, and we were like, yeah, that one was so just really, really well written, and just had, like, it was good.
That doesn't
It
surprise
should be on
me.
stage. It should be on stage.
That
Yeah.
doesn't surprise me. She's a talented person.
But you watched that musical, right?
Yeah, she had Beck and I watch The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals,
Yes.
and I had a lot of fun with it because I'm a guy who likes musicals.
Yes.
So it's real easy to get me with these things. But it was like on YouTube, so we watched it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not like a movie. It's just kind of like a stage production.
Oh, okay.
But it's lots of fun, and I was real into it, and I thought it was very funny. I also kind of going back into some of my favorite indie filmmakers. And also in preparation for a movie I'm seeing tomorrow. I watched Mallrats.
That's my favorite Kevin Smith movie.
Really?
Yeah, that was my first Kevin Smith movie.
My first too.
Okay.
And so,
What's your favorite?
Probably Chasing Amy.
Yeah.
yeah,
But I did see Clerks first.
yeah.
Yeah.
How about what's your favorite?
Oh god. I mean, it's so hard because I know
know,
like
it's
Mallrats.
tough.
I think I have the most like emotional connection to because it was also my first favorite, and also the first one that I saw, and also one of the very early movies that got me into like screenwriting.
Yeah,
Only because I was so in love with the way that like all those characters would talk. They were so like well drawn and like funny and personable, and Jason Lee is like
Kills
amazing
it.
in that.
Yeah, he is really good in it.
Tremendous hand acting.
Although I loved
Yeah.
Randall in Clerks too. though.
Oh, of course.
Similar
Yeah.
characters,
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly.
But Jason Lee is like an excellent actor.
He's so good. I just have to say this super quick about Mallrats. Kevin Smith will write like this crazy dialogue, and it's amazing. And you could see how some actors might read it like in it, Jason London, It's very like it doesn't feel natural. For Jason Lee,
Was that Jeremy London or Jason?
Jeremy London? Yeah.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
They look the same.
One of those.
Somebody look this up for us.
But Jason Lee, it's so natural. Like he fits like Kevin Smith's dialogue so well, and it just feels so natural, like coming out of his mouth. And it's this complex, crazy dialogue. And I'm like, he just is such a performer, like an outstanding actor. And it's crazy to think he just like was like, oh, I guess I'll get into acting because he was a skateboarder. He was a skateboarder,
oh yeah, for sure.
like a
He
pro
was.
skater first before acting, and then he was like, oh yeah, I have like a couple friends. I guess I'll audition.
I can't even remember. I think he was
Crazy.
part of like World Industries at one point,
Yeah.
wasn't he?
Yeah.
He skated for World Industries.
It's funny how like really great actors and performers in general, like sometimes are like they're stars, but it's like begrudgingly. like I know like for example like George Carlin, I guess he wanted to be an actor,
Yeah.
but then he like kind of backed into being like a comedian, and you're just like, was that not always your intention?
Yeah.
Like 'cause
Yeah.
George Carlin's still like my favorite comedian ever, and I just like that you didn't. That's not your agenda. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Because he's in Dogma also. The Kevin Smith movies.
Yeah.
George Carlin.
But yeah, Mallrats, and I also felt like Brody Bruce, which is awesome because it's both names are pulled from Jaws, actually.
Yeah.
But like, he just was like a character I instantly related to because I loved comic books like so much, like especially when I was young. So I mean, even now I still read comic books.
You're
but,
the guy that I go to for this stuff.
yeah.
Because like I remember, because like I have a pretty good understanding of that world, but like you're the guy that it's like in the trenches of it. Because like I remember like there was that movie New Mutants being made.
Yeah.
And I'm like, EJ, what the fuck is this? Explain it to me.
The one that kept getting pushed like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah,
I was so into
EJ
it.
really likes it.
Yeah.
And but I remember like every time there's been a comic book character that would come out, I'm like, what the fuck is Booster Gold?
He's my
EJ,
favorite.
Explain it to me.
I love him.
I'm putting some coffee on. We're gonna talk for a little while, me and you, about that Booster Gold. But yeah, man. No, Mallrats. That's one of those movies. Very, very early on in my life, saw it. I think I was like 13.
Yeah.
Right. I dabbled with writing a script prior to that, but like Kevin Smith's movies, like they really made me want to write dialogue. I used to write character dialogue when I was a kid. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with me, but like that was one of the movies that really like lit that fire, and it was cool because I got to tell him that later on in life.
Yeah.
I got to tell Kevin
If
Smith.
you think
how
about that though, like that
Crazy.
like wave of filmmakers, they all kind of wrote really good dialogue because that was Tarantino, that was Paul Thomas Anderson, that was
Robert
Rodriguez.
Love him too.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite just filmmakers.
He's just very innovative.
He's like that generation's John Carpenter in a way because he would like compose.
Yeah, and
the
he jocks
music
John
for
Carpenter
it.
hard
Yeah,
in all his
100%.
movies.
Yeah,
Dude, when I was in film school, like my teacher was he was so irritated by him.
What, Robert Rodriguez?
Yeah, because he's like wrote the fucking book like Rebel Without a Crew. He's like, you can't fucking make a movie by yourself. Like, fair enough.
Yeah, no, but
that
he
whole
could do everything.
Yeah,
right?
he was.
Edit
He's
his
super
movies,
talented.
Write movies, direct it.
I think
it's just great.
Linkletter was right around that time too.
Yeah,
was.
Yeah. Actually, Linkletter, Slackers is the movie that inspired Kevin Smith
yeah.
to do Clerks.
Oh,
Yeah.
no
And he always, I think in the Criterion Closet, he just talked about that too.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he watched Slacker, and just was like, oh my God.
I could do this.
I can make a movie like that. Like I'm gonna make that. Like that's my strong thing. You
It's
know?
crazy though. People don't realize like film was a lot more expensive back then. Like if you want
Yeah.
to make a movie now, it's probably way easier than like trying to do it back then.
Yeah.
It's funny too. Like you need to have those like low budget indie movies like Slacker, Clerks, like Evil Dead, because that's the stuff that really creates filmmakers. Because like you watch something like Lawrence of Arabia and you're like, I can't fucking do that.
Yeah.
Well, the original Mad Max was like shot on like very low budget too,
Yeah,
because
it's-
George Miller
yeah.
worked in like an emergency room, and he's like, "Oh, I can go make a movie."
That's crazy.
One day I'll make the greatest action movie ever made called Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah.
One of the greatest fucking movies I've ever seen. He's
I-
so good.
I remember when that movie came out. I was in Shakespeare in the Park, and we had to do these parades, like the Memorial Day parade, and we would promote like the play coming up, and there was like floats and stuff, and I just remember I think it was me, you, and Al were like joking. We're like, we should just dress up as the characters from Mad Max and be like, witness me, just like paint our mouths.
I feel like we said that a lot.
Yeah.
Those like low budget flicks, man, like they're super important to that industry because that's how we get great filmmakers.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I watched Mallrats, and then I've been going on for a very long time, so I'll just I think I covered everything. Yeah.
Okay.
No, wait, one more.
Yes.
I don't know if we talked about Bring Her Back yet. I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, EJ, go see that. That
Yeah,
movie
it is.
I plan on
very
seeing
good.
it
The
tomorrow.
final shot in that movie is like haunting.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is.
It's really
good.
like it was so funny. Quick little thing, then I want to hear what you saw. I went on Monday, and
Yeah.
no one bought tickets, right? So like I'm going in there, and as I'm walking in, they shut the show down because no one had bought tickets.
Yeah.
So I walk up, and they're just like, I won't say what movie theater this is. I walk up to the counter, and they're just kind of like, oh, we just canceled the show. Do you want to see it? I'm like, yeah. They're like, hold on a second. So they grab a mic or a walkie-talkie, and they disappear for a second, and they come back, and they're like, yeah, we'll put it on for you. They're like, do you want trailers? I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, do you want us to play trailers? I'm like, not really. They're like, okay, we'll play the trailers. I'm like,
That's
great.
amazing.
That's cool. That, yeah, at least they played it for you.
Not only that, but they're like I'm like, okay, like, I'll take one, and they're like, don't worry about it.
Wow.
So they just let me go. So I had this theater.
Shut up.
Yeah,
That's great.
Just watching the movie that I probably needed an audience to see. It's the only time where I was like, I wish there was somebody near me. Because I went by myself. I'm sitting in this theater, and I'm just like, oh, God, I feel evil all around me.
I remember when I went to see Neon Demon, and it had been out for like a week.
Oh, movie rocks.
And then they were like, oh, you're the first person to buy the ticket for this so far. Like, nobody had bought a ticket for it yet. I'm like, really? I thought it would be. And they're like, oh, no.
Yeah.
2 months later, they're like, you're the only guy who bought a ticket for that movie. That movie was like really good. It just didn't. It didn't seem like it was like a big theatrical thing. But
No.
that's the Elle Fanning movie.
It is,
right?
but it was better than Only God Forgives. Like, if you're going
Sure.
down the Nicholas Winding Refn path.
I loved Drive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that movie
movie
rocks.
is so
You could
good.
tell he didn't write that one, which is sad to say. But
Yeah. That's a great movie, though.
It is.
A great soundtrack, too.
What'd you see?
What
Yeah.
did I see?
Yeah, what's
I
your
saw
stuff?
I watched a lot of stuff recently. I won't like dive too hard into a lot of them. Obviously,
Because I went on for 45 minutes. I apologize.
no, it's all good. I've been watching a lot of the Friday the 13th movies.
I was doing those, but I didn't just want to bring them up. It's like,
Yeah.
I've been falling asleep watching those. But
Yeah, I've been.
there's trivia coming up for it, so it's like, all right, I got to
Exactly.
bone up.
Yeah, so I've been like
A couple assholes were doing
hardcore
trivia for it.
doing the trivia stuff for that. You know what I mean? So I was like watching these movies just to like look for details and certain things that I could like get ready for trivia. So I've been like working on through that. And then I saw Karate Kid Legends, and I actually really liked it a lot.
Really?
I thought it was cool. Yeah, I thought it's like a good installment and continuation of like the Daniel LaRusso storyline. And not like so much his, but like creating a new one and then kind of tying it together.
So no Hillary Swank.
No
She
Hillary
doesn't-
Swank.
No, she doesn't show up.
But
Boo.
there is a cameo from someone from the original Karate Kid at the very end of the movie, which is like the best scene of all.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really, really good. I won't say who it is, but he belonged to Cobra Kai.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just okay. And then I watched Sean Baker's film Takeout.
Okay.
And it's cool because it's like a foreign American film, and it's all about this guy who owes money to the person who brought him to America, and he works in this like restaurant, and he is just he is in New York City, and he rides his bicycle back and forth to like try to get the money to pay off this guy at the end of the movie. And there's a scene that happens like towards the end that just like your stomach just sinks. Like you're like, oh no, like it's just insane.
Yeah.
Because the whole movie he's like working really hard, and then I don't want to give it away, but it's definitely worth watching.
Sounds like a Sean Baker movie.
Yeah,
basically.
it's a Sean Baker movie for sure. It feels very raw and like it shows a lot of like cooking in the restaurant and stuff. It's great. It's actually a really fun movie. And again, he made that for like very, very little money. I mean,
very, very little movie.
but no, it's so good. Definitely worth watching. And then
Wait, better or worse than Snow Dogs?
I think it's better than
Jesus.
Snow Dogs. I'm sorry.
All right.
Maybe I'll revisit
New
Snow
host
Dogs
next
just
week.
in case. But
Yeah, maybe you should go back and rewatch Snow Dogs.
Yeah.
How about this? Next week, you're going to confirm.
Yeah, I'll confirm.
If you make it out of this wilderness,
yeah,
which I'm sure we will, nothing will go wrong for certain.
That's a
Right.
force watch.
yeah.
That's a force watch.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, all right, here we go. Force majeure. So,
Hey, you know what's really cool? I'm looking deep into the woods right now, and I see yellow eyes staring back at us.
Oh, that's good.
It's just awesome.
That's great.
Nothing bad's going to happen.
Yeah.
But go on.
I also watched Fallen Angels, which is a Wong. I don't know.
Why?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
an awesome movie.
It's great. It's like a continuation of another movie, which I did a revisit on because Casey Clocker, who's like a friend of the show, when we worked together, he was like, "Oh, this is one of my favorite movies."
It's awesome.
Chungking Express. Did you guys ever see it?
Awesome.
I've never seen it, actually.
It's really, really good.
So freaking good. Like, I love it. And so to rewatch it, because it's been about 10 years, that same feeling that hit like the first time hit again, but like plus more. And it's just like two different stories. And the first story's good. Like, it's really good. But the second story, oh my god, it's like phenomenal. And the music in it is awesome because it's Mamas and the Papas.
Yep.
Okay.
California Dreamin'.
Yeah, great song.
And then the Cranberries, Dreams. And so it's just and it's a cool mixture.
Isn't that always nice when like the music like lines right up with the scene?
Oh my
So
god.
then you hear
it
that
does.
song again later in life, and then you always relate back to that
yeah, you
scene
just
in the
think
movie.
of that that scene. So
Yeah.
it's
It's
so
a
funny.
beautiful looking movie too.
Oh, it looks awesome because he shot it in like a low frame rate for like some of the action scenes, so it looks like kind of like choppy.
Yeah.
And man, it's awesome.
It's definitely like that. That's a. Are those only two of his movies that you've seen?
No, I watched the one about the married couple. I can't think of the name of it.
Okay.
But it's Tony Leung, who from like Shang-Chi, like
Sure.
the Mandarin and
Yeah.
Shang-Chi. He is like the lead. It's like him and I forget the actress, but they play a married couple and their spouses like are doing stuff together,
Uh-huh.
and then they are getting closer and closer together, but they don't want to be like their exes.
Sure.
I don't know. Do you know what movie I'm talking about?
I feel like I know what you're talking about. There's a box set
Yeah.
I recommend picking up from Criterion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Those cats.
Take a shot.
They come up. They come
Has he
up a
done?
lot.
Has he done one of these without mentioning Criterion?
No.
No.
And the thing is, it's not the first time it's going to get brought up. In fact, once these animals staring at us right now in the deep darkness of the woods drags me away to likely eat my carcass, I'll probably scream Criterion on my way out of this stupid world. But anyway, the box set, you should pick it up. Like that's a fun dive.
Yeah. His
Long, far
filmmaking is a lot of fun, and it just looks great.
Gorgeous.
It looks like sometimes it looks like a music video, and I love that. I feel
In like the best way possible.
right.
Yeah.
I feel like that music videos are such an underrated media because people take so many chances when making like a music video. I wish more filmmakers would like adapt that style a little bit more, but it's cool. Like whatever. But he does that, and it's just awesome. I totally recommend it. Take Out, Fallen Angels, and Chungking Express are all on HBO Max. Like, if you
Oh,
wanna
okay.
watch it.
So yeah, I'll check them out then.
Yeah.
I can't afford a TV,
And then
Sorry.
I also watched a movie
so I'd bring that up.
that was recommended for the podcast, right? You picked this movie, or was it given to you?
Which one?
The Burning.
It was given to me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
Actually, because we played trivia and it came up.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you brought that up to me. It was one of those weird things because EJ and I were like making this list of like, just in case we ever wanted to go out into the woods and get killed.
Right.
Just like movies we'd like to talk about. And The Burning came up, and then it was like the next day I ran into you at trivia, and then I believe you brought it up, and I'm like, mental note. Reach out to Greg.
Yeah.
He's aware of this movie, and that's already a good step in the
Yeah,
right
that's
direction.
I don't know about you guys, but this is like that's a staple movie for me. Like around this time of year, like summertime.
Yeah.
The Burning.
Yeah, like you start watching the summer camp movies right around this time of year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been like watching a lot of them.
Yeah,
really recently.
exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, no, this movie, it was crazy. So I had no idea. We'll get into it, like who wrote the movie and stuff.
Yeah, I think we've all brought that up.
Story by, and you hear like a record scratch.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're
Whoops.
just like, oh,
Right.
this makes sense.
What?
Well,
In order to get through this one, you got to separate the art from the artist.
I think it's in my notes like quite a few times. It's like, oh,
Oh yeah, me too.
all right, so
Quite a few.
Okay, I see the inspiration for this character.
Yeah, it's all taken from life.
Yeah. But no, this movie, yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch because you see a lot of like upcoming stars who
And upcoming crimes.
oh, yeah, definitely. But yeah, you see, like this is the debut film for Holly Hunter.
Holly Hunter's
yeah,
in
and you
it?
don't
Yeah.
like. I didn't notice till last night. You really don't see her till like the campfire scene, right?
Right.
Like she's leaning on the one girl, and that's
Yeah.
about it. Like,
Yeah, which is crazy. And then
Jason Alexander.
Jason
he's
Alexander.
like the quirky guy though.
You know what though? Like when you watch him in this movie, you're like, I get it. Like that you have like a future coming.
Yeah.
Because he's like so charismatic in this movie.
He's outstanding.
Yeah.
As
It's,
he's
like,
selling the
pitch
porn.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, you know what's weird? Everything he's doing is kind of bizarre. Like it's kind of it's kind of gross.
But it's like, I
he's
knew that
so-
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Right?
so likable.
Yeah. No, he's super likable, and it's like I know that guy. He was because he's hilarious in it too.
He
He's
is.
so funny.
He's like the guy that's like witty. He's the
Yeah.
wittiest person in the character.
He reminded
But,
me of
Casper.
John Casper. Do you guys know John Casper at all? Like he like looks like him a lot. I don't know why. I was just like, oh, he reminds me.
I swear to God, I'm not kidding. That popped into my head at one point.
Shut
I'm
up!
not
Are you
kidding.
serious?
I'm not kidding.
Oh my god.
That's
wonder
why I
if he
just started
knows.
laughing because I'm just like, it's kind of got that Casper vibe.
Yeah, no, he really does. It's just really,
Minus the selling porn thing. That's
Right,
Not,
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not what we're saying. It's,
Right.
it's the vibe.
well, I mean, it was the
Right.
'80s though. I mean,
yeah,
what-
it's,
yeah.
it was a different time.
It was.
Different
It was a
time.
different
It was a
time.
different time. But no, Jason Alexander kills it, and then we have the one actor from Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh yeah, who played Ratner?
Yeah, Ratner. Rat, and he's great in this. He plays Alfred.
Brian Backer, I guess his name is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's great in this too.
Yeah, I'm just like, is he the likable guy? I can't tell.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He
who
went
my
from
hero
being
is.
shy in Fast Times to a real creeper in this. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I feel like there's only maybe one likable person, and it's Jason Alexander's
Yeah.
David.
Yeah, pretty
Right?
much.
Like,
yeah, you might
'cause
be
everybody
right.
else
Well,
is kinda
Woodstock's
like-
okay.
Yeah, Woodstock's alright, but like everybody else is kind of like a dick. I don't know.
They're all like hyper charged and aggressive and
Yeah.
over sexualized and
Because even like the main character, you're like, oh, I guess he's alright.
who's
And then
the main
you're like,
character?
I guess it would be Todd.
Todd, I guess, right?
I
Todd,
guess.
Yeah, Todd's
Because of the reveal at the end, it's like, oh, okay. So,
yeah.
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 But it's like one of those movies that I guess I would agree with you. Todd is the lead, but it's one of those like he's the lead by default.
Right.
'Cause
Yeah.
the movie doesn't really follow the main character per se. It just kind of jumps around a lot. You know,
Yeah.
like when
Maybe
you watch
Cropsy's the lead.
Cropsy is like.
Cropsy.
Yeah, even like those Friday the 13th movies, it's always very clear that like Alice is like your lead girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This one, it's just kind of scattered a little bit, but whatever.
Yeah. Whatever.
Trash.
Well, let's get into the breakdown here. So, the film starts at Camp Blackfoot, and 5 kids, Jamie, Snoop, not that one, Billy, and 2 others, hope to pull off a prank on Cropsy, who's like the caretaker of this camp, and I guess he's a little hard on the kids a little bit. It's kind of like the character from Harry Potter that's like, get out here, you know. And
it seems like the punishment far outweighs the crimes
Right.
for this guy.
Did anybody else notice, like, when they show his living quarters, that it almost looks like Bill Murray's when he's the groundskeeper at Caddyshack? When Chevy Chase is like, what do you think? He's like, it's pretty awful.
pretty awful, yeah. It's pretty awful.
You know what jumped out at me in this movie immediately? Do you remember
What's that?
Lee jeans? Do they still sell those?
Yeah.
Do they still sell those?
I think they do.
Yeah, I remember being a kid and having Lee jeans.
I just saw someone
But
wear.
you didn't want Lee jeans when you were a kid.
No.
though,
No.
right? Like
No.
you're like, oh, you're wearing Lee jeans.
They're like
Oh, you have Lee.
they're like a pants for no one, but everyone had them.
You know, I saw someone wearing a Guess jeans T-shirt recently, and I was like, "Is that still a thing?" I didn't even realize. Do you remember Guess?
Yeah.
I remember
Where,
Guess.
like the triangle and like the question mark.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was like, I didn't realize that was like still going too.
Oh, it is.
But yeah, so Cropsy the caretaker, they want to pull this prank. So they go to his like little living quarters, and the prank goes terribly wrong. Like they set like this little skull thing on fire, but the fire breaks out. Like Cropsy wakes up, he's like, ah!
It goes out of
kicks
control
it.
quick.
Yeah.
But the one funny thing about it, like the kid goes in there and he's setting up the skull.
Right.
So I guess all of his friends are like they get to his little shack area. They're sneaking up there like they're trying to be stealth.
Yeah.
And then suddenly they're like pushing their face up against the glass and shouting like they're in like a Little Rascal skit or something.
Yeah. Like a little rat.
That was
Spanky, get out of here.
So like I'm just like, man, like it seemed like they were like, come on, be quiet, and then
Come
suddenly
on,
they're
be
like,
quiet.
And where did
Look at
they-
you, Cropsy?
Where did they get the skull? Did you guys notice that? Though?
Yeah.
Like I forget. Like
It's like a
very-
really good, like.
It looks like Chainsaw Massacre, like when he's moving the
Oh.
bodies around in the beginning.
Yeah.
that's a great question.
Yeah, where did that come from?
Is there like a
I
deleted
know it's like
scene?
Tom Savini, but I don't
Yeah.
know why Tom
Yeah.
Savini.
Tom Savini probably just had that one of those in his trunk. But like
He was probably regretting, like, man, I passed on Friday the 13th too for this.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah.
no, it's maybe there's a deleted scene where they're just like in a cemetery and they're just digging up
Because
a
it does
grave or
look like it
something.
came like right out. That's fresh out
Yeah.
of the cemetery.
It doesn't look
Yeah.
like a toy.
No.
No, it's crazy. And then they set it on fire, and Cropsy kicks it over, and his whole like living quarters goes
Well,
up
then
in
there's
flames.
oddly enough, there's the can of gas right
Oh
next
yeah,
to him.
yeah,
Yeah, I like to sleep next to my gas.
With a wool blanket right next to that.
yeah.
Oh.
Just an oxygen tank.
And he did
just
not
in case.
stop. And he fucking runs out of the door and he doesn't stop, drop, and roll by any means.
No, he just runs straight towards the lake.
I fell into my pile of oil rags.
Yeah. Not my day.
He like runs out, steps in a bear trap.
He leans against the wall. He's like, "Oh no, wet paint."
It's like the Johnny Human Torch fucking costume that Saturday Night Live was plugging when Dan Aykroyd did that shit.
Yeah. So he dives into the lake.
I wish one of the kids was just like did like a Ron Burgundy where they're like, well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah,
Well, that
exactly, because
escalated
that's how you
quickly.
feel when you're watching. You're like, whoa, okay.
Whoa.
The filmmaking is like breakneck. There's no time for it to just
It's like we got to get through this intro fast.
Right. We just gotta show this Cropsy shit quick.
just get through
We'll
this.
give backstory later.
Yeah. So we cut to 1 week later at the local hospital, and we have like Kmart Cleavon Little, who decides to show the new doctor Cropsy, right? And he's like, "Oh, you got to see this guy. He's real fucked
He's a
up."
fucking Big Mac.
Yeah,
what he
he's
says.
like, and he doesn't say well done. He says an overdone Big Mac. He looks like an overdone Big Mac.
I'm gonna order that at 3 Jacks.
Can I get an overdone burger? Like, what's that mean?
Suggest they put that on the menu. Well done and then overdone.
You can tell, like, whoever wrote this never probably ordered like a well done burger before.
And who did write this?
Oh, we'll get into this. We'll
yeah,
get into
we're
it.
We're gonna get into it, okay?
Yeah.
Because I have it in my notes, and I feel like we're just like awkwardly shuffling past it, which is totally acceptable.
We
but
are-
I think it'll segue pretty quick here when we get to the 5 years later.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do like that this guy is he an orderly?
So I think the Cleavon Little guy is an orderly, but the other guy is going to be a doctor.
Is he supposed to be like in medical school? Because he looks like he's like 55 years old.
He looks old, and then
Yeah.
Cleavon Little, I did write down, said he's been there for 10 years and he's never seen anything like this. But
Right.
he looks like it should be the
Right,
other
like
way around.
H is reversed.
Yeah.
But he's like,
You gave him the wrong part. It was supposed to be the other way around.
and I like how he's like, oh, when did you start? And he was like, yesterday. And he's like, oh, you got to see the fucked up shit. And like takes him to this Cropsy's room.
You'll never make it as a doctor unless you gawk at somebody and make fun of them.
Yeah, I'm like, who wants?
Isn't that what he's saying to him?
Yeah, what kind of
He
like...
does like say stuff like that, I believe.
He's
Yeah.
like, you gotta see the crazy shit. Here, stick your finger in his ear.
Is that like bedside manner? Like, what is that?
Yo, come here, lick his hand. It's
the 80s was a different time.
Yeah.
Don't be a
Different
square.
time.
Lick his face.
So Cropsy reaches out and grabs Cleavon Little's arm, and then it rolls to credits. And so you see, like, oh, cool, Jason
Yeah.
Alexander's in this, and like you're seeing all the credits pop up, and then it's like written by Harvey Weinstein.
Which,
And yes, it is that Harvey Weinstein and his brother Bob Weinstein and some other guy too. And you can see why they quickly
Who would
went
like
into
us-
you
producing.
can, yeah, exactly.
Some other guy who doesn't want us to bring up his name.
Right.
Yeah, it's funny because like it starts off and you see like Miramax and
Yeah.
you're like, can't be the same. And then Harvey Weinstein, you're like, oh, it is.
It's no.
Do you guys
Oh, no.
either one of you have the one sheet for this?
No.
Like it almost looks like the 80s like trashy fucking romance novels, and then just Cropsy's the shadow in the background.
That probably is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Harvey Weinstein made this movie.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we get another time jump to 5 years later, and I hate time jumps in movies. It's a at this pace, like like most movies, it kind of like goes along, and you're like, okay, yeah, this is fine. But when it like brings it to your attention, I'm like, oh, I hate that so much. So when it's like,
Why did it have to be 5 years later?
yeah, it's like 1 week later and then 5 years later.
Is it because they start saying the
main
skin
character?
grafts didn't take and this and that, and then
Yeah.
like, it's time. They're basically like pushing them out too. It's like it's time for you to go.
Yeah,
Oh, we did what we could. You're on your own.
yeah. We hear a bunch of like doctors and nurses doing voiceovers, telling Cropsy that his Darth Vader moment shouldn't result in hate or anger or revenge.
Yeah, there's literally lines in it where they're like, I know you blame those kids.
Yeah, it is, but don't go back there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but let's not have this turn into a slasher origin story or anything like that.
Let's
Right.
let bygones be bygones.
Let it just go.
They burned your face off, but I
Big
mean,
deal.
you still got your spirit.
Did anybody else? Did you guys, when you were watching this, kind of notice like his costume almost looks a little dark manish?
It does.
very
Yeah,
much
it
so.
really
Right?
does.
Very
Yeah.
much so.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Kind of like in Dark Man, Invisible Man.
Yeah.
But like whenever like an Invisible Man first shows up to the
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
To the end. I also love that at the end, his mate, when they do reveal Cropsy's face, he kind of looks like the guy from Freak Show.
It
Or
looks a
not
little.
Freak
It
Show,
looks a little like chewed up Hubba
Funhouse.
Bubba.
Yeah. Did you guys ever see Funhouse? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
Toby
What
Hooper?
did you say?
I said his makeup kind of looks like chewed Hubba Bubba though, compared to like compared to like the Dark Man's makeup. You're like,
Right.
Because I guess Savini said he was rushed for it and he wasn't happy with it, but
Yeah.
yeah,
It looks. Yeah.
Are you
it's-
saying he looks like chewed bubble gum?
yes,
Yeah.
That is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I would say
exactly
that's-
what it looks like.
and it's
Exactly.
a Hubba Bubba, not Bubblicious, like the shittier one.
Right.
Like there was Transformers and GoBots, there was Bubblicious and
I like to
Hubba
think that
Bubba.
you were at home last night and you were just chewing up gum.
Oh, it's
You're
in
like,
the
no,
notes.
it's not this one. It's got different consistency.
And you
just
know-
regular flavor too.
Yeah.
It definitely is a Winterman.
It's like if you looked under a table at your school, and that's what his face
Yup,
looks like.
under
That's
the
glob
desk.
of
It's
gum.
been
Cropsy
there
under
for
my
a
desk.
while.
We got a Cropsy
Cropsy.
under here. So we then cut to the city, and we have this scene.
His
for
first
some
stop.
reason.
His first stop.
Yeah. So
If
there,
I was an editor, this would be the first thing I hacked out of the movie.
this does not need to be there.
Oh,
Red
no.
light district all the way. That's where Cropsy goes first.
Yeah, and I'm like, why is this scene in here? So we cut to the city, and we
Can
have,
I could take a guess.
Because of Harvey Weinstein.
Because then you're
it's
like,
Harvey Weinstein
oh, this
wrote
is
it.
a Harvey Weinstein movie.
Yeah. He's like, no, we're keeping this scene.
This is how young ladies act.
This is how they act. I tell you.
This is what the real New York was on 42nd
so-
Street.
I was there.
So we cut to the city, and we have this woman who is most likely like a prostitute, right? Who is inviting, a disguised Cropsy up to her room, and and the weird thing is, the lady goes like 0 to 100. Like at first she's like, "Oh yeah, make yourself comfortable,"
I do like
and then she's like, "Oh my god, like, let's hook up." To get out of here right now.
And Cropsy was a lights off kind of guy. He
Yeah,
turns the
oh,
lights
yeah, he
off
turned
and he
the
left
lights
his hat on.
Yeah.
But like I don't understand like what kind of reaction he thought he was gonna get. But
Yeah.
Was his intention just to kill her, or was he going out there
I
to
think
like?
he
was feeling amorous.
I don't
yeah, I
know.
think he was feeling a little frisky after 5 years, you know.
Yeah, Crispin's like, "Oh man, first thing I gotta do when I get out of here."
And she was like trying to hurry him up too. Remember, she's like, I got to earn a living here. Come
Yeah.
on.
And then she goes like 0 to 100. And
Yeah.
she's like, get out of here right now.
It was a lightning flash
Yeah.
that reveals it.
Which I believe was borrowed from the Ed Wood collection.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't know for certain, but
It might have been.
it's I love in movies when we get stock footage that just doesn't match.
Yeah.
No,
It's
because the
like
weather
very-
did not look like it was.
It's just the footage itself. It's very like degraded and weird looking, and it just doesn't match the rest of the stock.
Yeah.
Right.
So
yeah.
it's hilarious.
It's great. No, it's funny. And then so Cropsy ends up killing her via window. And it's not like he throws her through the window. He just like pushes her into the window and she's dead.
He also, I wrote, like, who has that? He stabs her first, but who has a giant pair of scissors just laying around like that? Did you see
Yeah.
the size of those things? Like,
Yeah. It's like garden shears. And he's like, all right.
this is close enough.
Yeah.
I cut my eyelashes with this thing.
But he like just pushes her into a window.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I guess she's dead. Like, I don't know. That was a weird
EJ,
scene.
it's
Yeah.
her only weakness.
That's her only weakness. Yes. So we cut over to Camp Stonewater, and this is where we get into the story now. I feel like finally.
Can you? I know the audience can't see this, but for my benefit, can you
Yeah.
say "story" with the quotey fingers?
Story quotation.
Story.
So we meet a bunch of campers who are playing baseball, and we got like Too Cool Eddie. He disappears for most of the movie and then comes back later on, but he's in this scene. And then we have Fast Times Alfred, and then we have like George Costanza playing Dave, who is just awesome in
I
this
like
movie.
the
He
number
is.
96 a lot.
He does have like a somewhat athletic shirt the whole movie. Like there's numbers.
same
Yeah.
number.
Yeah.
I didn't even pick that up.
Yeah, Becca picked it up. She was just like, "What does he like that number or
Damn,
something?" I'm like,
good eye.
Yeah, maybe that's his like high school football team.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Did you
I
get?
don't know.
I was telling Rory this before. The guy that plays Eddie was coincidentally in like a 1985 comedy called Moving Violations. Did you ever see it?
No.
But he's like this giant horror fan, like in
Oh,
the movie.
really?
So like when they're showing like the highway things where like kids get hit, he's like laughing about it when the blood comes up, and he thinks it's great.
I was like, he looked familiar, but I didn't like look into him.
Yeah.
But because I was like, oh, okay, Eddie's gonna be like one of those characters that's gonna be around, and then after this scene, he like disappears for like 40 minutes, and we don't see him till like later
Eddie?
on. Yeah.
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 But then we meet like a bunch of the other campers and stuff, and
And it's very quick that it washes over you that none of them are likable.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No one maybe like Jason Alexander.
Yeah, like,
just
and
the
Woodstock.
Costanza's funny.
Yeah,
you know?
Woodstock is
Can't
alright.
stand ya.
Can't stand ya. But yeah, we have Cropsy, who's kind of like watching from the woods, and he almost sneaks up on Tiger, who's a girl.
Who's looking for that softball?
Yeah,
forever.
she's like looking for the softball, and her name's Tiger. Just want to throw that out there.
By the way, did you guys notice who plays softball in your bikini bottoms like Karen was?
Everybody.
I do.
Do you?
That's how I
Nice.
dress when I play softball.
That's Camp Stonewater for you,
Yeah,
man.
man. What do you think I'm wearing right now? That's how I podcast.
So then we briefly cut.
No, it's very clear that
Yeah.
a specific person made this movie.
yeah.
Like, I saw
Oh, yeah.
that and all of a sudden I'm like, really?
Yeah, That scene right there explains to you what you're about to go through. You're like, okay, this is one of those movies.
Yeah. Then we briefly cut to the cafeteria, and it's a quick scene where Karen discusses her and Eddie, and I'm like, oh, Karen's the main character, right? I was like, so they're setting Karen up now, and they don't come back to this for another 40 minutes. I'm like, why is this scene in here right now?
And she was talking to Michelle, right?
Yeah, Michelle.
Because about Eddie being like a little overly aggressive.
Yeah.
She says she's afraid of him.
Because overnight, they're gonna do
afraid
the
of him.
overnight, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, like it feels like Karen is the main character,
And that's just not true.
and it's just not true.
No. Yeah. I like also the idea that she says that Eddie scares her.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things where you're like, who made this movie?
Oh no. Yeah. It's like, how do girls describe me? I would like to think like Harvey Weinstein was like, how do girls describe me?
I'm
Scary.
afraid of him.
Is that?
I hate him. Yeah.
Because after that, isn't that when the shower scene and
Yeah,
they're
so-
creeping around the shower?
Yeah, so then we cut to the next day when Sally takes a shower, and she screams because we see the guy from Fast Times, Alfred, Mark Ratner.
Yeah.
He was sneaking a peek, basically. And
what was he doing?
He was only trying to scare her.
yeah, he's only trying to.
Yeah,
I'm only trying to
What
scare.
was probably going on there, EJ?
He was probably.
If I can get one of those EJ. Yeah.
And so Michelle freaks out.
Friggin' Becca said something last night that kind of made me laugh a little bit.
Yeah,
Because she was like saying like, who invented the shower?
yeah,
Because I was like thinking about that. I'm like, I wonder if like the inventor of the shower like brought it up to his friends. He's like, I've got this crazy idea.
yeah.
This
Water
is-
comes
there's
down.
this water that rains down over you, and they're like Johnny's shower. That's stupid. That dream's never gonna pan out.
Yeah.
It's never gonna take off, and it did.
And Johnny Shower did it.
Yeah,
He made it
I
happen.
think I was trying to go for something right there, and I just couldn't feel it.
He made it happen.
I
No more
tried.
sitting around in your
Yeah.
own filth in the bathwater.
I was trying to do something right there. It was like a bit, and I didn't feel it.
No, it was good.
Yeah, it was
I liked it.
I don't know.
But
I feel embarrassed.
so then we see where
I'm gonna
Michelle,
just go out to the woods right now.
who's like the camp counselor, and now I'm like, oh, Michelle might be the main character.
Which she was, I mean, I'm sure you guys recognize, she was from Bloodsport. Like, she was a reporter
Yeah.
in Bloodsport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Michelle, she's freaking out, and Todd, who is the other camp counselor, just like chalks it up to kids being kids. He's like, oh, it's okay. Alfred's just being a kid. That's what kids do, right? And so then Todd chats with Alfred, and Alfred said he only wanted to scare, and he complains about getting picked on. He's like, everybody picks on me, and I just was trying to scare her. That's all. Like, nothing else. And then Todd's
When
like,
were you gonna scare her?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
were
exactly.
Staring at her.
Yeah.
You were leering at her. I guess that's a really good way to scare somebody.
well, I think Alfred's just a weird kid.
He's definitely he's
Yeah.
a strange kid.
Yeah.
There
It's-
isn't a moment where you're like, man, if he's not the killer in this movie, he's on the waiting list.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then we get like a scene where all the girls are sitting around and they're talking.
cigarettes.
Yeah, smoking one cigarette that they all share, and they're talking about Alfred, and then they talk a little about probably fan favorite Glazer.
Glazer is
Glazer is
something.
He's something else.
Glazer, yeah.
Why is Glazer there?
We'll get into Glazer. When we
I
meet
think
him.
we have to, because as soon as you see him, you're like, that guy's like 40.
Dude.
He's like the kid in Christine that was in the shop class. Bloody fell. It's like this guy got held back way too many times.
Yeah, so Alfred runs into a really bad New York stereotype, and I mean bad New York stereotype, which is Glazer, who pretty much bullies Alfred. And that's when Todd steps in to tell him to lay off. And the thing about Glazer is, like you guys said, he looks like he was held back, and like a lot. And he looks older than Todd, a little older than Todd. And if you're doing the math, which we'll get to, we'll just give out the spoiler now, that Todd was one of the kids that set Cropsy on fire. And this is 5 years later, which doesn't make sense because Todd looks about 28 or 29.
He does. He definitely does.
Not 19, or 18. He does not look 18 at all.
No.
Glazer looks like a hard 28. Like, he is a mess.
See, he looks older than Todd.
Yeah, he looks older
Considerably
than
so.
Todd. Yeah.
So like he's at that age, like throughout the whole movie, they're just kind of like, "Oh, Glazer's a problem." They could ask him to leave.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be here anyways.
Hey, man. Yeah,
You
he
little
was-
weirdo.
Hey, you little weirdo.
Is he a counselor?
Yeah. I gotta get coffee out of here.
And he's wearing the muscle shirt.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
as
wearing,
soon as
like,
you
a
see him,
muscle
the
shirt.
muscle
And he's
shirt.
dirty when you
Yeah,
see him.
exactly.
It's like disgusting.
This thing just rolls
The
around.
feathered hair.
And I'm
It's
like,
greasy.
why is Sally, the girl who was in the shower, that's her boyfriend? And I'm like, why?
Because she's got a bad family life. That's the only thing I
God.
can think of. No, but in all seriousness, though, what is Glazer's role in this movie? Is he like a camp counselor?
No.
Could they not find somebody?
He's picking on Alfred.
Yeah.
And Todd steps in and he's like, hey, you can't bully him, right? So if if Glazer was a counselor, he should have been like fired there on the spot for picking on one of the students.
And he's staying with in the cabin with those
yeah,
guys.
he's staying in the cabin with
That's
the other
true.
guys.
So at this point, he is a camper?
Yeah, he is a camper.
Why
He's been
would
held
that
back
guy
a couple
go there?
times.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense like why
can you
he's
age
there.
out when you're a camper?
I don't know. I never really went to camp. My sister used
Neither
to.
did
I
I,
didn't.
but I imagine like an 80-year-old man doesn't go camping.
I think there could be an age limit at one point.
Yeah.
They're just like, we don't want you sleeping in the cabin with all these little kids.
Now it's getting creepy.
Yeah, like there's a point where I'm looking at this guy and I'm like, he's a fucking camper?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh god, he was definitely like somebody's cousin that they wanted to just cast in this movie.
Yeah, like he had
I
to
want to
be
be in a movie too.
yo, I'm pretty good at acting. Let me in it.
Uncle Weinstein.
Hey, you guys know me. I'm pretty good at this stuff. Let me do it.
Well, I looked him. Did any of you guys look him up? I really didn't
No.
recognize much, but I guess
Yeah.
he was in Dances with Wolves. He was one of the scumbag soldiers that fucking Kevin Costner kills in the river.
Oh my god.
Wow, so that guy went on to win like a Best Picture.
Yeah, so he's playing the same character basically
Yeah.
years later
He's like,
in the
"Oh,
90s.
this reminds me of Glazer. But I'll just
I was in Dances.
Yup.
He's in an Academy Award-winning movie now.
He is.
wow. Hey, if you watch him in this movie, you would be like, I don't know about this guy's choices.
He's working at
Like-
Domino's Pizza right now.
Like, no way. So Alfred Woodstock, who is played by Fisher Stevens,
Yeah. Which
who
his
won
character's
an
kind of
Oscar.
likable, I would say, right?
Did you know Fisher Stevens won an Oscar?
For which movie?
For
So
which
there's
movie?
two people. He won it for a documentary that he made,
Okay.
and then Holly Hunter is also an Oscar winner.
For Batman v Superman, right?
Yes,
Yeah, that was the movie
and
she
then
won for.
and then you have George Costanza, who, oh my
Jason
god,
Alexander.
Jason Alexander,
who was George
won Emmys. You know what I mean? So you have all these award-winning people in this movie, and you're like, why this movie though? What's going
What
on
did
with
Holly
this?
Hunter win for?
Was it 13 or something? I forget.
Oh, shit.
I
Yeah, it probably
forget.
was.
I'm pretty sure it's Batman v Superman.
It was Batman v Superman. So they all go swimming, and they're in the lake, but Alfred can't really swim. So Glazer pushes Alfred in, and he just pushes him into the water, and all the friends were like, he can't swim. Why would you do that, man? And Glazer's like, whatever, dude.
I do love the shot though, because it's just the camera showing the pier boards, and all you see is fucking.
The kid's soar into
Yeah.
the air. Poor Alfred gets thrown into the water.
by 48-year-old Glazer.
Yeah, and Glazer doesn't give an F if he drowns. Like, he really doesn't. He's
No,
just
he
like,
doesn't care.
Hey, man, don't look at my girlfriend, all right? And then Glazer hits on all the girls.
Academy Award-winning Glazer. That's so funny.
He is a big part of the fun of the movie, though. Honestly, he might be one of the most memorable
wild.
characters.
Oh, my God.
It's one of those things, in Hollywood, just hang in there.
Yeah, just hang in there, man.
That's
just
a lesson.
Yeah.
If Glazer can make it,
Yeah.
Anyone can make it, yeah. So Glazer hits on all the girls, especially Sally, who is kind of his girlfriend, I guess, but she's kind of giving him the cold shoulder, which I was like, yeah, just run, get away from him.
That's a friend that you would like sit down and have a long conversation with. Like, what are you doing? With
I mean,
that guy?
I do think that Jason Alexander has like a great comment about that later. Like, when you get to it, I'll make sure to bring
What was
it
the
up.
comment?
Was somebody said straighten up Glazer, and then they were like, Sally, you better run if Glazer straightens up.
So meanwhile, Woodstock shoots a BB gun into Glazer's butt.
Where did that comical gun come from?
And that fanny pack did not fit that gun because they're like, you got the gun on you, and I was like, where?
They're all wearing these like small, tight 80s clothes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And they pull out this, like, it's like the Joker and Batman 1989. He just pulls out this giant
It just
gun.
keeps coming up.
It's just like,
Oh my god.
Got it right here.
yeah.
Great.
Let me just shoot Glazer right in the butt. So Glazer threatens, all their lives, which makes sense for his character. Because I was like, oh yeah, he would do that. But all the girls and stuff are laughing at Glazer.
Nobody
The
has
big
any
girl pushes him in, though.
Yeah, and then,
that's
the one girl,
amazing
like,
too.
pushes
Like
him
she
in, too.
pushes him in, and then
Yeah.
you see her later, like paddling the canoe.
Yeah.
It's like I want her on my canoe.
I know.
All the boys hate Glazer. None of the girls have a shred of sympathy for this guy. It's so funny.
So I went from hating Glazer to like this scene, right? Okay, so later that night, Dave brings some adult reading material to his pals, right? And Glazer, who is the bully, gives them a hard time about looking at these magazines. And in that moment, I realized Glazer is the biggest like nerd of all. Like he's actually, I felt bad for him.
It's like, look at you guys looking at girly magazines over there. You should try the real thing sometime.
Yep, that's exactly what he says. It is.
I'm like, I don't even think Glazer's parents like Glazer.
No.
And then I feel bad for him in
picture
this
is like,
moment.
he's like
That's
that
why
guy.
he keeps getting sent to camp. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, thank God.
He's trying to get away from his old man.
Yeah.
He'd have those kind of
It's like
stories. where
John
it's like,
Bender.
Yeah, exactly. He gets cigarettes put out about him.
Stupid, worthless, lazy, no good, freeloading son of a
This is what you
bitch.
get in my house when you spill paint in the garage.
When you spill paint in Glazer's garage. Yeah, he definitely has one of those like real sad family lives.
Oh yeah,
Broken
he's
home, definitely.
100%. And I went from like hating the character to be like, oh my god, I feel really sorry for this guy.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
might be an after-school special out there about Glazer.
And as David Glazer chat about condoms, right?
Which is some great dialogue. It goes
Yeah.
on for like 3 pages.
Yeah.
And you just they're like, oh, I was for the lubricated stuff.
Hurry up with this
Oh, you buy
beginning.
your
We
own
gotta
condom.
make room for about the lubricated condoms part.
Yeah, they really go on for at least 3 minutes about lubricated and not lubricated
Yep.
condoms.
He's like, buy your own. I'm not gonna buy my own. Fine, I'll buy my own.
Throws a bag back, the brown bag.
And I think that Jason Alexander goes out. He gets some condoms for Glazer.
Like a bag. Like
yeah, a bag of condoms. And then he's like, oh, they're not lubricated. He's like, well, just go buy your own lubrication. He's like, nah, I don't want them. Get them out of my
I'm not
sight.
paying for these.
He's like the guy that can get things. That's what
Right.
Jason Alexander is. at
Yeah.
camp.
You know what's funny though? Like
He's like red and Shawshank.
Yeah, exactly. The guy that gets things.
another sad thing about Glazer, he probably had to make up a reason not to buy them because he probably couldn't afford them.
Yeah.
I can't afford these.
After he told him there was a price hike on him.
And I would just love if like Jason Alexander had like a voiceover in the scene. He's like, I remember the first time I met Glazer. A tall drink of water.
Ask for a poster of Rita Hayworth.
He came from a broken home.
That's when I realized that I like Glazer.
That's when I realized I like Glazer.
I guess I just missed my old friend. Hey, can we just start covering the Shawshank Redemption instead?
Could someone edit that like everything Morgan Freeman says about Andy
That's the way
Dufresne?
camp life goes
It's just-
sometimes.
Oh, I like this. All right. So
That camp is not a fairy tale.
I always loved that clip of the Family Guy where it said, "I'd like to think the Monopoly guy made out better that day."
But unfortunately,
Prison
is no fairy tale.
Oh man.
Yeah, I like where your head's at. I think if
Yeah.
anyone at home right now is listening, we will feature this on the Facebook, on Instagram, all
Yes,
of it.
yeah.
If you can sync up some dialogue from the Shawshank Redemption, with just shots of Jason Alexander looking at Glazer.
Oh my god. So then we see where Alfred swears he saw something outside, which I
Chew
was like,
bubblegum.
yeah. And he's like, I saw something out there. I'm like, what, Sally? And it turns out it was Sally. No. She's watching him now. How
That
do
would
you
be a
like
nice
that,
twist,
creep?
wouldn't it?
Yeah. How do you like that, creep?
I guess I feel violated. I'm sorry.
I feel really different
This
about
is what it
stuff.
feels like.
Oh, God, I'm a terrible person.
But yeah, he swears he saw something outside, and us as the audience, we know it's Cropsy because he has a really bad vision. And so when they show his POV, it's all like kind of blurry on the side.
Do you know how they did that? Apparently,
Yeah,
they rubbed. Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, the director rubbed Vaseline.
yeah,
on the
they
lens.
rubbed Vaseline on the lens.
Yeah.
Well,
to
since the
give it-
movie was made by Harvey Weinstein, we hope it's Vaseline.
Some Vaseline, which is funny because there was Vaseline on the set. Because I think I remember reading
He's like, guys, don't worry, I got
there's
a lot of
Vaseline
it.
on set.
You keep that son of a bitch away from the camera.
Because we mentioned Neon Demon before, and I know like the cinematographer said she'd like use some of her sweat sometimes for like an effect on the lens. Maybe there, I guess,
Yeah.
if it would have been a Harvey Weinstein movie,
Right. He's like, I got Vaseline up the wazoo. Let's
sweat.
bring it in.
What do you need sweat for?
Go to my trailer.
It's like a comedy.
He's like, above the sink, just open those cabinet doors. And it's just filled with Vaseline. Oh, man. And then Us Weekly magazine could say, they're just like us. So Todd goes around making his checks. And as he goes to the outhouse, a bird pops out from inside the outhouse, which was scary, but not as scary as what the bird left inside.
It was Crapsy.
It was Crapsy, the bird.
I like on the way there, the kid passes a sign that says lake, and there's a big arrow pointing to it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you miss that lake, you're probably Glazer.
Well, if
He
you
might have
notice-
to buddy up every time he goes to the lake.
Which way did the lake go? It's always in the same place, Glazer. It's always in the same place.
That's why he's staying in the cabins.
Yeah, if you look closely to the side, it says, "Hey, Glazer." It says lake.
He's 25, but he has the mind of a 12-year-old.
All the signs are just for his benefit.
Yeah. Oh my god. So Todd tells the boys to get to the cafeteria, right? So Glazer asks Sally to ride in his canoe. He's like, "Hey, tomorrow, why don't you get in my canoe?" And I'm like, is he going for like John Travolta and Welcome Back, Kotter? Like,
Why don't you
was that
ride my
his
canoe,
inspiration?
Sally?
Yeah.
Wait, are you talking about that Academy Award winner?
Academy Award winner Glazer.
I
You
do
wanna
like
go?
how Jason Alexander walks in like he's like a celebrity though. Like
Oh,
he's
yeah.
late and it's like
everyone loves him.
Everybody loves him.
His
Yeah.
charisma is like oozing off the screen.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's so good in that scene. It's such a small little scene too, but he's so naturalistic and like.
And I
your
guess,
dad
like-
like that guy.
I guess
I
like
like him.
Woodstock's to his like that's like his Robin basically the whole movie. So they're
Oh,
probably
sure.
like why they're the
100%.
likable characters.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I like that. The Glazer is trying to get her to go into a canoe with him.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to do the paddling though, because I can only make it go in a circle.
I only paddle on one side. I don't know what.
I got stuck out there for 2 hours.
Because that's when they start like
Todd had to come save me.
that's like a weird mix then too when they start like breaking away from Woodstock going to get his vitamin E
Oh.
to like the 3-day canoe trip as they're
Yeah.
explaining it.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah.
What's with the vitamin E?
I don't
You
know.
got any
what-
information
yeah,
I
on
don't know, but he was very hell bent about going to get it.
Yeah, because they're like, you don't believe that. I'm like, what? Believe
Yeah,
what?
what? Believe
I
what?
really don't know what they were getting at.
Yeah, because Woodstock, at one point, he's like, guys, you know what? I forgot my vitamin, right? And
Come on, Snoopy.
and he goes back to the bunk for that, and then we see
the bird.
yeah.
Just came back to me.
By the way, did you guys
Crapsy.
notice the fucking giant flashlight from the 80s that barely puts out a beam?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
sure.
It's just like a bare minimum. Yeah, it's just like, all right, I'm going to get
Probably
through
like
this.
6 D-cell batteries in it.
This will be good for a half hour.
This should last the whole minute. And so Todd shows up because at first we think he's being stalked by Cropsy, but it turns out to be Todd, and he ends up giving like Woodstock a scare, right?
I was kind of hoping it was Cropsy looking for some porno.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, give me one of those magazines."
I don't think you could take it after that rejection in the red light district.
Yeah.
I gotta resort to the mags.
I'll stick to my reading material.
One of
I'll tell you one thing about these magazines: they'll never break your
That
heart.
was like the low end working girl of like dingy 80s New York
Yeah.
City, and he got rejected.
Yeah, I was like,
she seems like one of those people you'd see in like a Hammer movie.
Oh yeah.
She had that kind of energy about
You want
her.
to buy me a drink with the fucking cigarette hanging out of her mouth,
100%.
missing a tooth.
Freshen your drink, governor.
and like overdone makeup. Like
Oh
her-
yeah, absolutely.
Like, how much eyeshadow do you need? Like, what's going on? What's going on? Makeup smeared? Like, what the hell?
New York in the 80s horror movies.
Oh man, it's the best.
We'll never see Cruising.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That movie rocks.
That's a William Friedkin classic,
man.
I guess.
So the next day,
It's a William freaking classic.
If you're into water sports, I guess.
so the next day, the camp is on their canoe trip, and they're having a good time, and we get this like little montage.
That hoedown music. It
Yeah,
sounds
with-
like 5-piece chicken dinner from the Beastie Boys.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
It also has that.
That's so crazy.
There's like this weird scene in Last House on the Left. Where
Yeah.
There's like this like.
Oh, the kazoo music.
There's like
Yeah.
some weird
Yeah.
music that's playing when the cops
David
show up.
Hest did that music.
Yeah,
I think.
it's wild.
It is. It is some wild stuff.
So since this movie doesn't really have an actual like story to it, forgive me if I don't know exactly where we are. Did we pass the obvious Friday the 13th Part 2 ripoff campfire
No,
scene?
I think that's when they get
Oh,
to
no, not
Devil's
yet.
Creek. That's
Yeah, we
after the
didn't
big
go.
canoe
All right,
scene.
I got things to say about
Yeah.
that.
That's after Race for Your Life, Charlie
right.
Brown scene.
yeah.
Hey, I was on the edge of my seat with that Charlie Brown adventure. I'm not gonna lie to you, as a kid.
Later that night, Todd tells the campfire story about Cropsy and the fire. And I'm like, this bitch is the one who did it, and he's like passing it off like, oh, I heard a story one time.
What a sociopath!
Right?
I was like,
Because he like kind of shit talks him a little bit.
Yeah.
He does. He was like abusive, a 2-bottle-a-day kind of guy.
Which 2 bottles of whiskey a day? I mean, it's not like what
If you
everyone
lived
does.
in that fucking shack, you'd be drinking 2 bottles a day too.
I would
mean,
just love to see Glazer like sip. He's like, I relate, man.
Cropsy was my dad.
I'm up
Cropsy's
to
my
3.
old man.
I'm up to 3 bottles.
And so as
Glazer,
he's,
that's apple juice. Tastes real good though.
tastes real good though. I'm telling you.
But seriously, like the staging of this campfire scene, it's like if you watch Friday the 13th 2, it's almost like the exact same
Identical.
shot.
Well, I
Yeah.
was thinking the same thing, and then also like 1981, wasn't that Mad Men? I mean, it was like the campfire scene where they're telling the
and I
same
was-
thing right around
That's what
there.
popped into my head because I feel like they didn't rip it off. Because
Right.
like I mean, it's identical, but I'm like, didn't those movies come out at the same time?
It was like close, I think. I think Mad Men's film more like it feels like fall, like a
Yeah.
fall break movie.
because like I know like Friday the 13th 2 came out in 81.
Yeah.
Oh,
So then-
absolutely.
So
yeah.
then this movie came out in 81.
In 81.
So like it just seems weird to me the 2 movies that came out in the same year about camping featuring a campfire circle scene
Yeah.
Right.
is literally staged identically. It's fucking
No, you're
Mad
right.
Men.
And like
Yeah.
I said, Mad Men was 81, and they're staged around the campfire telling the story of like the Mad Men.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's wild. It's crazy. And as he's telling the story, about Cropsy, out pops Eddie, who shows up to scare them all.
40
and I'm
minutes
like,
later.
oh,
Which happens in Friday the 13th Part 2. The exact same.
Yeah, exactly.
happens.
Yeah, like this is almost like blatantly ripped off. I almost want to look up to see which one came out
I
first.
know, because one of them did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something.
It's either Steve Miner or director who made this movie.
right.
Tony, what is it, Malum or something?
Collette.
I think. Tony Collette.
Yeah.
Farmer. Yeah. So Eddie and Karen go off on their own and skinny dip. Well, first off, Eddie, how the did he get there? Right? Like, because he was at camp, hanging out with them. He didn't go in the canoes with them. He just shows up like 2 miles away from wherever they are. And I'm like, how did Eddie get there?
That's
like,
I don't know, and that's a perfect precursor to what I want to ask when I was watching this. Like,
Yeah.
how is Cropsey traveling so fast? They said like it's thick forest all around if you're not going by canoe. So how did he get there before then? Like,
I don't know.
maybe he had an outboard because
Oh,
they
yeah.
mentioned they don't call it a boat; it's an outboard later.
Yeah.
It's like
He
a
was
fancy
actually-
camp word for.
He was actually like a track and field guy. in
Is
high
that what it
school.
was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually why I drank so much, because it's created.
Did you guys notice that though? It's like Cropsey's just like everywhere.
moving.
Yeah, he's.
There's a scene that I draw attention to that later, but I agree with you. He's sort of like teleporting around.
Yeah, yeah, because like you
Um,
saw like POV movie. What was that last year? In a Violent Nature.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
He
yeah.
wasn't moving fast. He just had good cardio.
Yeah.
That movie, yeah, that he definitely is not moving fast.
no, he just had some solid cardio. That's all.
Yeah.
I like you're talking about when Eddie goes skinny dipping with Karen.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like his logic. Two people like each other, so they do it. What's wrong with that?
What's the big deal?
Yeah.
What's the big dealio?
Yeah, and then Karen is turned off about how aggressive he is, right?
Exactly.
She's like, I'm getting out of here.
Now, how did you think Harvey Weinstein wanted that scene to play? Like she was like the bad guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Because it
think-
does seem like she gets punished.
Oh, absolutely.
Like she would have been better off if she had stayed out there, and it's kind of like
Fucked up.
It's
Yeah.
a little bad messaging for me.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if anything, like her peeling out of there would have been a moment where you're like, oh yeah, he's kind of being an asshole. So like she meets up with the group.
Yeah.
Not saying she doesn't have to bite it at some point in the movie,
Right,
But
right.
not immediately after
Not
that.
victim number one.
Yeah,
well,
like-
actually two, but like first victim
Yeah.
at camp.
Yeah, and it's very brutal.
Yeah, it very Annie from Friday the 13th, like against the tree with the throat slash.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
She gets off easy compared to Annie.
Yeah, because it's garden shears for
And
God's
did
sakes.
Cropsey take her clothes and like?
He did. He likes to watch apparently too. He's like a creeper
he
too.
like put them all over the woods. Like he's like, okay, I'm gonna put one on this branch, and I'm gonna put one over
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
I'm gonna put one over
the fuck
here.
is
Because it
wrong
had to
with
be him,
Cropsey?
right?
Yeah, like why couldn't you just pop out and just like kill
That's
her?
for that's
But whatever.
really-
That's
Yeah.
why you got to respect a guy like Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He just kind of gets in there. He's an equal opportunity killer.
Yeah, he gets
Yeah.
it done.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't care.
He's not creepy about nothing.
He doesn't really watch. He just goes in and
That's what he's got to
Yeah.
He's like, you guys are gross. I'm
Yeah.
gonna fuck you guys up.
do. Jason Voorhees shows up to Crops. He's like, "What are you thinking?
What the fuck is
That's a
this?
young lady."
we're not about that, man.
I'm gonna take away your slash account.
We have a
You're
code.
giving slashers a bad name.
We have a code, all right? That's not it, man.
Roy might have watched in part 5, right?
Oh sure.
Yeah, Roy
Roy was a
is
watcher.
weirdo. Yeah.
Roy was a watcher.
Yeah, I like Roy.
But Roy was a person of flesh and blood.
Yeah,
He was.
He's just a normal person, so I guess that's a giveaway that he's not actually Jason.
Yes,
Not respectful to. I mean, again, Jason, like he remember Mark and 2. He hits him
Yeah.
with a machete and he's in the wheelchair and he goes on the steps. He does not care about your walk of life. He's an equal
He
opportunity.
treated him just
slasher.
like anybody else.
Exactly.
yeah. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, he's not like oh I feel sorry for you. He's just like you're a human being.
Yeah.
You're taking a machete to the face like everyone else.
Hey, Tommy Jarvis, you little bitch, right? Like in part 4.
Yeah, he's like you're
I'm
a
gonna kill you
little
next.
boy. You're
Yeah, I
gonna
don't
fucking
care.
kill a child. Grow up. I had to.
Grow up the hard way, man. So the next day, yeah, and unfortunately, Karen gets killed. So the next day, Michelle and Todd wake up Eddie asking where Karen is, and Michelle's like, Karen was afraid of you, and what did you do to her?
Yo, whatever.
Yeah.
And then he's like, whatever, man. She ran out, and I thought she went back to camp. No big deal. I just slept right here by the lake.
Did you see how he had to pull Todd to the side? He's like, let me talk to you for a second about this.
Yeah.
But then she follows them anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I talk to him private, and she just follows them. I'm like, you could have literally just stood where you were.
Yeah.
This walk was superfluous. By the way, real quick thing before we move past Karen, they do the sleazy shot where you kind of like see her taking her clothes off and everything. But
Yeah.
they do this this shot where you see like her clothes dropping on the ground, and I would have loved it if she just kept dropping clothes down. Like at first it's just like a normal amount, but then it's like
It just kept going.
Yeah, she drops a parka down.
You know how, like,
it's like snowsuit.
Pair of mittens and scarf.
There's just like all these clothes.
It just keeps
It's like
going.
Friends when Joey wore every single outfit.
Yeah.
But she's just like throwing all those clothes on the ground.
You look at Eddie, he's just looking at his watch. Come on, move it.
Oh, that would have been so good. That's so good.
They should let me make the Burning remake.
Yeah.
He was like, speaking of that too, like even when he's like, get the fuck out of here, and he's like splashing her and shit,
Yes.
wasn't he? He was like,
Yeah. Eddie's,
it was close to like almost a slap.
Well, I mean, she did say, slow down, please. It's a totally normal reaction to have.
And then-
Absolutely.
So, like, it's funny because we're supposed to hate on Glazer a little bit, but
Yeah.
then you have, like, the sympathy for Glazer, and then Eddie, like, has no sympathy.
Well,
like,
no.
he turns into, like, the, like, asshole of
To
the
be
movie.
fair, though, for
Yeah.
as much good faith we have for Glazer right now, moments from now, it's going to be
Yeah,
ripped.
it's unfortunate. Yeah. So they go back to camp, and that's when they find out the canoes are missing. And so Glazer blames Alfred about the canoes. He's like, "Hey man, it's your fault, right? Hey, yo, it's your fault.
You little weirdo.
You little weirdo, it's your fault." And but Todd tells everyone to split up. Great idea.
plan. Yep.
And look for the canoes.
Hey everyone, let's split up.
And he's like, or we could try to build like a little canoe / raft that we could get back to camp and get more, right? So Glazer and Sally go off on their own. And Glazer is being real pushy. This is when he's like getting into the Eddie Harvey Weinstein territory.
The running theme I have written in my notes. And Weinstein in
Let me
parentheses.
write that scene. Yeah.
Eddie literally says, "Don't fight it, don't fight it," and then it says written by Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
Like, he literally says that.
I know. It's so bad. It's so terrible.
It is.
It's awful.
In my notes, I put Eddie looks like a sexual predator version of Corey Matthews.
Oh, he does.
He
Oh
didn't
my
look
God.
like a teenager either.
No, that guy looks like
He had a
owns like
receding hairline.
Yeah, he
already.
looks like he owns like an auto shop,
Yeah.
like Arkansas.
He looks like he would hang out with Joey Buttafuoco.
Yeah, exactly. Long Island stripping cars.
So Eddie and a few others, they make this raft. It's kind of like a makeshift kind of raft, and they a couple of the campers hop onto this raft to make their way back to camp, and as they're going along, it's like Woodstock and like a couple others, and they find one of their canoes, and that's when they get close to the canoe, and out pops Cropsy.
And this is awesome.
Yeah, this scene is actually
this is like the
awesome.
scene. Like,
Yeah,
when
this
you're a
is
kid
like the
growing
best
up,
scene.
this is the scene you want to see. Yeah.
Yeah, he like pops out and he's just stabbing every kid that's there. So he kills Eddie, who is like the main rower.
Yeah. Fisher Stevens gets the fingers cut off.
Yeah, Woodstock literally
I
gets
think
his
Eddie,
fingers cut off too.
when Eddie gets Eddie gets his last words are, "What did I do to deserve this?"
Yeah.
Oh right.
Oh yeah, I forgot about it.
Oh yeah.
But then we see Jane get killed, and the other ones don't have a name.
Did you guys ever listen to Tom Savini? Like sometimes when he calls like he's doing the gags, and you notice it more and more. Like he always wants to hit something like to make it look like he hits the wood, or he hits this to make it look
Yeah.
more believable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's like a Hitchcockian thing too.
Right.
'Cause
Yeah.
it's a suspense element.
To make it show like almost like, okay, this is real. This is
Yeah, like this is real, and then also like this
This
is
is
probably gonna come back into play later. so you see what it can do. Mm-hmm. It's one of those things.
Oh, 100%.
Because Cropsy was going crazy. Like, he was hitting everything in sight. With those.
Yeah, he was just like, wham, wham, wham. And all the cuts were, like, really... It's a really effective...
Yeah, like, I think I have it in the notes, like, this is the scene.
Yeah. Yeah. So then we cut back to Todd and Michelle, and they're having...
Wait, one question, though, for you guys both.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So, great scene. Great effect scene, right?
Yeah.
Great. What the fuck would Cropsy have done if they didn't just drift down there? He was like laying around in that boat.
It was almost the part too. Like, did you notice? Like, that's when the scene like cuts to the screen. It's like, oh, it got a little artsy there for a second,
which is rad. I like that.
It is.
Yeah,
it was. No, that was really cool
cut.
that they did that.
But I was just picturing like
cool
Cropsy, Cropsy laying there all day, like, man, I really
anytime now.
I really hope they show up.
Karen's still taking off her layers of clothing.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go down that street, and they'll just go home to safety.
Cropsy's like, no.
Oh shit.
But yeah, so Todd and Michelle...
like, I thought I was stupid.
I thought I was pretty stupid. Look at that guy. So Todd and Michelle are having a private romantic moment alone in the woods, which I was like, okay, Todd and Michelle are a thing.
They're the most functional couple.
Yeah.
It was her idea.
Yeah.
Because he said, let's get back. And she says, I got a better idea.
Yeah, she's like, come on, let's go. And I'm like, I didn't even know you guys were a thing at all until this moment, I guess.
I guess, well, it could be getting close to the end.
I just thought they were coworkers, and I'm like, okay, whatever.
None of these people have a fear of someone, like, walking in on them having sex in a random place.
Yeah.
Because they're all kind of, like, probably staying close together. It's a small little area of woods.
Yeah.
And they're all just like, hey, we've walked 10 feet away from everybody. Let's get these clothes off.
Did you guys have a hard time?
We can still see you!
Oh, you can? Darn.
Did you guys have a hard time deciphering whether it's day or night sometimes too in these scenes?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah, because the scene, it looks like it's, like, dead night, right?
Yeah, and you would think it's supposed to be night. He's like, oh, I gotta go get some matches, or I'm gonna light a fire. But it almost looks like there's daylight when we're walking around. So.
Also borrowed from the Ed Wood collection.
Yes, absolutely.
Exactly,
Oh, yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Especially Plan 9. How it's, like, grave, like the whole cemetery scene. Oh, my God. It's like night, it's day. It's night, it's day.
I love that movie.
I do, too. I can't.
It's so good.
It's so good. So Tom and Michelle are having this moment. And as well, we cut over to Glazer and Sally, who are doing their boing. And that's when Sally asks Glazer if that's all.
This is...
Yeah, I was gonna say this has to be brought up. Like all the build up.
There's a couple things we need to discuss with this. Didn't want to blow past it. I'm sorry.
No.
Good. So like we're all like, Glazer, he's just misunderstood. There were a few too many no's and stops.
Yeah.
In that sex scene.
Yeah, it was...
It's not like filmed in a way where you're like, wow, like, you know, they're both in love or they're at least
it's
attracted to each other. It just sort of seems like she's not really game.
No.
Glazer's like, oh, whatever. You know,
I did this before.
It's a weird thing because, like, what happens is that, again, it does play very strange.
Yeah.
And then... like it ends and then she's sort of like, let's do it again, and I'm like, you are not emotionally consistent.
No,
it was
not at all.
Hold on, I'm pulling this up. So it does not go to the theme with what that looks like.
No.
Right, yeah. I can't believe Glazer was picked to be on the poster.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's what it looks like almost, honestly.
Why him? So anyway, yeah, so Glazer and her like hook up and he lasts maybe like 2 seconds, right? And she's like, oh, is that all?
I really wanted it to be good for you.
Yeah.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, maybe next time. And I'm like, Glazer, dude, you're doing all this talk, and he's like, yeah. But Glazer leaves Sally to go grab some matches.
I'm gonna build you the biggest fire, oh boy.
You should stay here, Sally, and stay warm.
It's like he's so like, oh God, I'm so conflicted with him.
Oscar winner Glazer.
He's just like, I'm gonna build you the biggest fire. I'm gonna make you some hot cocoa if I could ever figure out how to do it.
And I think he's like, oh yeah, a pack of matches ought to do it.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
I need some stick matches.
he's like, you don't have anything like, you don't have like a flint to help out? No? All right. So
That's like a thing she probably has to help with.
yeah, absolutely.
I wanted build you the biggest fire, but I just couldn't figure it out. I'm so sorry.
He's like, I don't have that badge yet. She's like, you don't have any badges yet.
Well, I will someday. On my 48th year of camp.
It almost sounds like he's talking to Adrian.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yo,
I'm gonna build you a big old fire.
I'm gonna give you a fight.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Ain't no big deal. So, as he runs off to grab some matches, we see Sally gets killed by Cropsy. And so we cut over to Glazer again, who's getting the matches, and Alfred sees him take the matches.
Oh wait, she gets the off-screen death though.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't actually see it happen, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And so yeah, they Glazer gets the matches. Alfred follows him into the woods.
But did you notice how close, like he said before, like when they walked away, like he was like right there, and Glazer didn't see him following behind.
Yeah. I'm like, what? You would hear a person that close to you.
Well, maybe
walking
Glazer
in the
did it.
woods. Well, yeah, it's Glazer, so he's probably like, oh, there's a lot of woods crackling out
Must
here.
be a rabbit.
He looks like the kind of guy that walks. He's like,
Yeah, exactly.
My name is Glazer.
He's just humming the theme to Doug. Glazer, 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 Glazer. So Glazer finds Sally dead, and then Cropsy pops out and lifts him up into the air. This is actually a really good kill.
Yeah, this is a good one.
And kills Glazer. Alfred sees the whole thing, and he runs back to tell Todd. Todd gets clipped by Cropsy.
Scratches him.
Yeah. And
Which, by the way, if this whole thing was about Todd, Cropsy had a perfect opportunity to finish the job
He
right there.
did. He
yeah.
did.
Well, that's why I was like, what's Cropsy's motivation? This isn't even the same camp. Like, it's not like
No.
It's like Camp Blackfoot is the first one, and this
Yeah.
is Stonewater.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
is he like, what's going on with Cropsy?
Well, like in my notes, I had that down too because that kind of bugged me. I get like, okay, Todd was there, but like none of these other kids had anything to do with it.
No.
It's like, you know, the whole idea like with Jason having that mythology of like, he's just, you know, the counselors let him drown, so now it's like, you know, and
It's
then
like
the one
his
killed
camp,
his mother,
yeah,
so it's
yeah.
like his ground. So anybody that shows up, he kills. Cropsy's just kind of like, I'm gonna do stuff,
Yeah. He's like, I got
no particular order.
Yeah.
You never know though. Like if that red light date would have went a little better, maybe all these campers.
Yeah.
Cropsy's just laying on bed with smoking a cigarette. I've changed my ways.
I feel good.
Yeah.
You know, 5 years I had a lot of anger. A lot of anger.
I'm gonna make an honest woman out of you.
We could have went a whole different route with this movie. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe that would have been like the intention of like future sequels. Like maybe like he would have tracked down all the other kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
I don't know why like they didn't just have it so that like Todd worked with those other 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah, like where's Snoop and Billy and
Yeah.
like those guys.
Like
yeah.
it would have been like cool like if they were all like the counselors
yeah.
Yeah.
rather than just the one guy. And the other ones I guess just get off scot free.
Yeah.
Yup.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know.
Stay
That's
on
what I was
that
like.
too long.
What?
By the way, Todd is fully dressed in denim. I noticed.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
definitely sporting the Canadian
I was
tuxedo.
gonna say that's a Canadian tuxedo if I've ever seen one.
He's got that Wolverine energy.
Yup.
Yeah, man.
So I do like when he gets clipped in the head, it automatically heals, just
Yeah.
like Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
No, it's just,
Hey, bub.
hey, bub.
Where do you think you're going?
Yeah. Snicked. So So meanwhile, Michelle, Dave, and the rest see the raft. So Michelle swims out to it, and that's when she finds an arm.
that was
You know,
And a very dead Woodstock like pops out of the water too.
you started talking about it before, and then I cut you off. It did look awesome.
Yeah, it
when his
looked
hands
awesome.
got cut off, and he's just looking at them.
Yeah.
like, "Whoa!"
Yeah,
that was a
it's
really
great.
cool effect.
Yeah, it looks awesome. That whole canoe scene is the best like part of this movie for sure.
Tom Savini, man, He did a lot of really cool shit in the early 80s, late 70s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reason you watch The Prowler. I think that's like some of his really best stuff.
Yeah, he's got a thing. Even like in the final chapter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Final chapter.
Joe
Yeah.
Zito, both movies though.
Yeah.
Like The Prowler was Joe Zito too. So.
Yeah.
That part where Jason gets hit in the head with the machete and he's just kind of like sliding
And he
down.
slides down it.
And you
yeah,
see like
it's-
his face move.
Yeah.
Like, it's so awesome.
It's so good. That
God
a lot
bless
of
Tom Savini.
yeah, the corkscrew, of course.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
only
Where's
one-
the damn corkscrew?
There's only
Where's the corkscrew?
the fancy corkscrew. The only
Teddy.
Real quick, I hate to segue into this, but
Hey,
real
teddy
quick,
bear.
what's the better dancer? The girl in part 5 when she's almost popping and locking, or
Pseudo
Crispin-
Echo is this?
Yeah, Pseudo Echo is playing,
Yeah.
or is it Crispin Glover's dancing?
Crispin
It's
Glover.
Crispin Glover.
It has to be
Violet.
Violet. Yeah, Violet.
She's pretty good though.
She does, yeah.
It's so awesome.
It's great.
It's so good. Well, back to this movie.
All right.
So
Sorry to go off the beaten path.
guess.
yeah. No, it's cool. We'll talk about that soon. So everyone's crying and freaking out. Meanwhile, Alfred is on his own, running through the woods, and Todd is looking for him. And we do have a lot of cuts of Alfred just running alone.
With that crazy synth music.
Yeah,
like yeah.
And so Michelle wraps the rest back to camp and hopes to call for help. So she gets the one guy, I forget his name, the weird guy. So she's like, yeah, let's get the motorboat and get back to where Todd is.
The outboard.
Yeah, the outboard.
They constantly
Yeah.
call the fancy camp word for motorboat.
Outboard.
Outboard.
So meanwhile, Alfred gets caught by Cropsy, and Todd hears Alfred scream and follows the scream to this like old, kind of like mine shaft building or whatever. I don't even know what it is, but
All I know is that there's one point where I'm like, is this Temple of Doom?
Yeah.
oh,
yeah.
it's great. It's a
That's
cool.
neat.
It's a
looking
cool
thing,
set. I
and
guess
it
they found
existed,
it.
right?
And- yeah, they found it.
It's really neat.
yeah.
It has like an old like castle kind of thing going, like Willow, a little bit.
Sure.
I don't know. So then.
Or like RoboCop.
Or RoboCop. Oh my god, I freaking love RoboCop.
It's so good.
It's so good. So we get, as Todd like gets near, we cut to this flashback that reveals that Todd is one of the kids that set Cropsy on fire 5 years ago. Again, 5 years ago, and he looks about 28, and I'm like, so I guess he's like 19, because maybe he's like 14 when that happened. He looks like maybe like 12 to 14, right?
I forget when they're like scanning through the kids. He was one of the older ones though, right? Like when they get to him towards the end, he maybe was like 16, I guess. Would you say?
Maybe? I
Maybe?
don't know. I like, because I was like trying to do the math. I'm like, when he set the fire, was he like
That would
13
still only
or
make
14?
him 21 though, and he still does not look
No,
like he's 21.
he looks. Yeah, he looks much older.
Yeah.
So,
We live the hard life, guys.
yeah,
The 80s were harder.
Yeah.
Much harder.
So, Todd goes face to burnt face with Cropsy, and he saves Alfred, but ultimately Todd axes Cropsy to the face, which is a great looking.
That is a great
special
effect.
Yeah.
Can we mention that? Why is Cropsy playing with fire? Like when he's trying to do these guys in, like toying with him, like this makeshift flamethrower that he made.
Yeah.
It's like, do you really want to be going this route again?
Yeah.
It seems like he should be a little frightened.
Yeah.
It's like, I remember being engulfed.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you should have like a fear of fire, but in this
I guess
he's
face
like,
your fears head on. I don't know.
yeah, he's like, you know what? I'm gonna embrace it and use it. I'm gonna use this against them.
There's like a scene they cut out of him in therapy.
Yeah.
Like, Cropsy, the only way you're ever going to overcome your fear is if you light someone else on
I
fire.
hate you. I like when Todd's like, you're supposed to bring balance to the woods, not destroy them.
You and my brother, Cropsy.
You're my brother, Cropsy. Your new campfire.
Your new camping grounds. Oh man, we should. Hey, anybody want to use some of your shitty AI or whatever?
Yeah. Do
Recreate
it.
that scene using Cropsy and Todd.
Todd, yeah.
Todd.
And
Write to us at freakquelspodcast.com.
And the weird thing is, Alfred sets Cropsy on fire with Todd, right? And I'm
Yeah.
like, this poor guy, Cropsy, they're like, you know what? You know what took him down last time? Let's do that. Like that traumatic thing that happened to him last time. Let's do that.
He also
again.
got his own shears in the back too at one point, right?
Yeah, like Alfred, I think,
Yeah,
gets him, right? I don't know.
It's like Todd hasn't learned anything.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what solves problems? Lighting men on fire.
So not
That
only
thing come back at me once.
Not only did he ruin Cropsy's life the first time, he literally like gets no repercussions or like in trouble for doing like this to Cropsy. So he just lives like a normal life.
He's a trust fund kid.
Yeah, it's messed up.
He didn't even need
Cropsy.
stitches from that little glaze on his head there.
No.
He grazed him.
My father owns these campgrounds, Cropsy.
My father will hear about this.
He owned Camp Blackfoot too.
My lawyer. Yeah, I think that's kind of what
Tell
happened.
that to my lawyer.
There probably should have been a scene around this part where like Todd is trying to reason with Cropsy, like, hey, I was a stupid kid. We went too far. I'm so sorry we ruined your life. Instead, he's just kind of like, I'm going to do it again.
He doesn't apologize at all. Like he has like no remorse.
He's like, I wish I finished you the last time.
I know. I'm like,
Ugly motherfucker.
what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
But Costanza does live.
Yeah.
That's all that matters at the end of the day.
It's in Alexandria.
Yeah, Dave lives, and yeah, so the campfire tale of Cropsy, the movie ends where the legend of him kind of lives on, and I read like on IMDb,
I looked
that
up some
Cropsy
stuff.
was like a real kind of campfire story.
Yeah, did you ever watch that documentary on it? Like,
No.
I think it was on HBO years ago. Like,
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. Like some of it's okay, and then
Yeah.
I think it was more like around like Long Island and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I read on IMDb they were talking about like it was a real campfire tale, and that the writers heard about at like when they went to camp and stuff. So that's why they were like, oh, let's make a movie about that.
Which writer?
Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein.
This is how we behaved in camp.
Yeah. So
It's all real.
it's all real.
I think like you were looking up some stuff too. Like I looked, like it was filmed around like Buffalo, New York, which I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah.
And it made some pretty decent money.
Yeah, a lot of those movies did back then, like the early 80s.
Yeah.
That was like, if you had like, they all those studios, they were just trying to rush out these like low budget slasher movies because they would churn a profit pretty quickly.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
And I think
Like,
we're in
Halloween,
that
like,
era
opened
now.
up-
Again, you know what I mean? Where you know, all
Halloween.
these-
Halloween.
Halloween
started.
opened that door. It was like
Yeah.
a floodgate.
Yeah.
And it was just sort of like everything was just glutton of like
Which is
slasher films.
Which is unfortunate because nobody saw like Black Christmas in '74.
I know, which is a shame because that's one of the best movies.
I love that movie.
Yeah,
that's like one we covered, and that was like an awesome movie to talk
Yeah,
about.
It's funny because there was like these like little, like you see this genre kind of starting, like I think like like Peeping Tom and like Psycho.
Yeah.
And then like like there was like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Black Christmas, and then Halloween. It was like we cracked the formula.
Yeah.
And it was like let's just do that, but like different.
Yeah.
With mixed results for sure. But yeah, there's so many of these types of
There
fucking
is,
there
movies
is.
out. Everyone ever see Final Exam?
Oh yeah.
it's
Yeah.
one
I've
of
seen
those.
that one.
That's
Yeah.
one of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah. No. So, what are your final thoughts on this movie, Greg? You could start us off first.
I think it is entertaining. It's good. Like I definitely think there are better camp movies. Kind of like
Sure.
what Rory was saying. Like it's just a scene after a scene after a scene, pretty much.
Yeah.
And when you do watch it through a different lens, now that you know who produced it, you're like, oh, well, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. No remorse. Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wrote this script based off my journal entries.
But you definitely watch for certain things. Like everybody watches for Savini effects, obviously too. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the raft scene is like really well crafted.
Yes.
Is that a phone out
What?
here in the woods?
Oh, sorry. That's my satellite phone.
That's his bag phone.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what you should probably do with that phone? You should huck it into the lake.
Oh. You know what? Hold on one second.
Yeah, let me see your phone.
All right.
It looks like it's got some
I just
some
gotta-
bars.
And
Yeah.
okay. Here you go.
All right, I'm just gonna throw it into the water, and certainly nothing bad will come from it. Whoop!
Splash. Insert splash.
And I would also say you got to see like the start of Jason Alexander, kind of like what everybody's been saying. You could tell that he's gonna be a good actor.
Yeah, his charisma is off the chain.
Yep.
On this,
Yeah, he brought it.
And Holly Hunter got paid lots of money for basically seeing her in one scene.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's cool. But yeah, it's yeah. So you
I
would
like
recommend this?
Yeah,
to
I
people?
do. I would.
Yeah.
I would recommend this.
All right. And how about you, Ray?
I would say I enjoyed this movie as much as you can.
Yes.
Okay. It's got some real cool effects work. It's like, I don't know. There's something fun about like camp horror movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Agree.
But boy, you read between the lines of this script, and you're just like, yikes.
It makes it a bit rougher of a watch now, right?
Yeah, because there's like some real like hostility towards women going on in the script, but
Almost Fulci like.
just like very, very, like if you showed it to a therapist, they'd be like, "Oh my god,
What the fuck is wrong?
you need to lock you up right now, you animal." But with that being said, separating that, I always say this. Sometimes I check in with 14-year-old me, and I remember seeing this a long, long, long time ago, and I was like, "Hey, Cropsy looks kind of cool. There's some cool effects in it. Jason Alexander is fun, and that's about all that you can really say." And Glazer won an Oscar.
Yeah, that's true though, because that's true because I've seen it when I was younger. So nostalgia definitely plays a role in that too.
It's like a rose. You can look at these movies with like rose-colored glasses.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
I grew up with it. So.
Yeah, like I'm sure, like if this was a first-time watch, I think it probably would have been a little different. Like it's one of those things too. I always say this about certain films. Like when I saw Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, that movie's almost 3 hours long, and it doesn't feel like it. This movie's about an hour and 40 minutes.
It feels draggy.
And it really feels long.
Yeah, I've always felt like that.
Yeah.
It felt like it
I
drags.
think it's like 40 minutes in or 45 minutes in before someone actually gets killed.
Yeah.
Like at the camp. Like
at the
campers.
camp for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you get the beginning where, like, Cropsy gets lit on fire and you hear, like, the Benny Hill music and stuff, and that's entertaining.
Yakety Sax is definitely playing when that's going on.
But, like, yeah, I mean, I think I just go back to what I said initially. I enjoy this movie about as much as a person can enjoy it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I would say, kid me would probably be pretty crazy about this movie, especially the canoe scene. I would be like, "Oh man, that was so cool! Wow, yeah, man, Glazer sucks."
I hope I don't grow up like him.
I'm gonna be not that guy. But no, I would recommend this movie to people. I feel like if you are into horror movies, you should make it on the list of camp movies. I feel like it's better than most of the other ones I've seen.
Yeah, and I mean, some people like to try to say they want to watch everything on, like, this is part of that Video Nasties list, right? So
yeah.
This is definitely a part of the Video Nasties. But
yeah.
Would you guys agree, like, maybe once a year watch?
Yeah,
this
I would
time
say.
of year?
Yeah, I would say, like, if you are, like, going to binge watch, horror camp movies, this
should be in there.
This should be on your list.
This is a movie that you should watch if you're covering it on a podcast.
When you're doing summer camp.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so let's go into our emojis.
Let's hear those bomb ass emojis.
So one thing we like to do is we'll rate this movie based on emojis. So what emojis, Greg, would you give this movie?
I know.
The straight face. And also the wide eyes. When you're looking at it, you're like, oh, okay, now. I understand. Yeah.
Absolutely. Rory?
Scissors.
Yes.
The scissors emoji.
Yep.
There's no animal representation in this movie, so that's a big ding.
Mm-hmm.
I know,
a bird.
Yeah, the Crapsy's in here.
Yeah, Crapsy.
I know an animal wrote it.
That was nice.
But yeah, this is like, we bring this emoji up sometimes, and I think it's never been more appropriate. The shrugging man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And blood drop. I don't know.
All right.
How about you, Each?
I give it a fire emoji. a canoe emoji, a scissors emoji, and a yuck face emoji for
So the
obvious
green
reasons.
before the throw up.
Yep. I would give it a yuck face for obvious reasons. Mostly probably Glazer. No, I don't know.
Well, Eddie's right up there too.
Yeah, and Eddie. Yeah.
I think Glazer is far more likable than Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie's-
Eddie looks like a guy that just
Yeah.
gives you reasons to start a fight.
He grew
with
up in
him.
the Bronx.
He's
that
just-
kind of guy.
Yeah, he's just that type of guy that,
He's got a lot of trauma and he's not willing to work through it.
Yeah,
So he's just gonna beat you up.
he would be like the guy you run into a pizza shop, but he doesn't work there. He's just there.
He wants you to buy his dinner. Hey, yo, just spot me this one time. I'll get you next time.
Hey, yo, you see the Yankees game? That's him, right?
Yeah.
But no, so let's go into our plugs.
It's time for a plug.
All right, Greg, what would you like to plug? Any cool things coming up or music you're really into lately, or what's going on?
I mean, I am looking forward to certain movies that are coming soon. I think that 40 Acres is coming out pretty soon.
Yeah.
And that looks pretty interesting.
That looks awesome.
Obviously, I mean, 28 Years Later is coming very soon.
Man, I can't wait for that.
Yeah,
I want to rewatch the movies before it comes out. Too.
I didn't even know that, like, the Black Phone 2 until the trailer dropped the other day.
Dude, what do you think of that trailer?
It actually looks like it could work. Like,
Yeah.
It actually looks like it would be pretty good.
I loved the first movie.
I did too.
Loved it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so
first one's really good.
I can't wait. Like, I'm glad. I was like, when they announced the sequel, I'm like, I don't know how that's gonna work. Like, without
Yeah, then
Ethan
when you see
Hunt.
the trailer, though, you're like, okay, that kind of makes sense. If
Yeah.
you'd seen the first one, like...
especially with the sister being like sensitive
Yeah.
to, the supernatural a little
Yeah.
bit. I feel like it's kind of cool because it's a great way to segue into like the spiritual world,
Right.
But he exists on that plane too.
Yep.
And so I think that's going to be really interesting.
And I did, like, I think I texted both you guys. I love, like, the brother-sister relationship in the
Oh,
first one. Like, when
dude.
she came around the corner when he was getting bullied and hit the kid with a fucking rock, I
Yeah.
thought that was great.
She's great in
Yeah.
that movie. She like the sister really. I mean, both of them are awesome.
But she's like noticeably awesome.
yeah, oh, yeah, for sure.
There's like an emotional element to that whole film.
It is.
that
Yeah.
is
like, the
pretty-
father, you could tell, is, like, abusive and
Yeah.
everything, too.
Yeah, because he
Yeah.
like is abusive, especially to the sister.
Yeah.
Oh, there's that really awful scene in that with the sister. And
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, it's a really good movie.
The
And
coward
really
from
good.
Saving Private Ryan.
another Oscar winner.
All that pent-up aggression for not shooting when he should have.
wait. Back up. Saving Private Ryan, not an Oscar winner.
No, Shakespeare and fucking
Shakespeare
Love
and
won that
fucking
year.
Love won.
That's like
That's wild.
That's horrible.
Do you think like the Academy likes to just rush through that one? Hey,
Yeah.
what happened that year? Oh, hey, you want a drink?
You know what? I liked Shakespeare in Love.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, like the
Over
movies.
Saving Private Ryan.
There's some
though,
movies
like,
that came
yeah.
out that year where you're like, what happened?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I feel like there's a couple of years where you're like, what? This one over this?
Speaking of
I
like
don't know.
Dances with Wolves, Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
It's crazy.
I mean, like I really like Dances with Wolves. Don't get me wrong.
I know, like-
I watched that movie. It took.
I do
all
too, but
day
I don't
long.
think it should have been like over Goodfellas.
No, nothing should in
No.
life ever.
Everyone-
Nothing should ever be.
Argue-
Did it take till he got to Departed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which again, what the fuck?
Wow.
I know.
Hey, actually, that makes sense though, because I noticed that with like really great directors.
Like DiCaprio should have got it, like even actor-wise, for probably like The Aviator.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that or Wolf of Wall Street. Like
Yeah.
he should have won for one of those for sure.
My
But
favorite-
the fact that he won for The
Revenant,
Revenant
You're
is
just like, oh, okay.
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 It felt more like we have to give him like this.
Pretty
finally.
much, yeah.
I liked him far more in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think that's like my favorite DiCaprio performance.
That's a great movie.
But I noticed that with directors though, like a lot of them, like the really great ones, like they either get Oscars like really late on, and it's like one or none. Like Hitchcock never
Yeah.
won an Oscar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just sort of like the guy almost helped construct cinema with no credit.
One
They
of the,
gave him one of those lifetime achievement awards.
Yeah.
He went up and said thank you or something like
I
that.
don't think like David Fincher got one yet, right?
No.
no,
Yeah.
I mean,
Did Kubrick ever get one?
cinematographer wise, Roger Deakins didn't get one till like Blade Runner 2049.
What the fuck is that all
Yeah,
about?
that's-
And
so
like you
wild.
watch the movies he shot, like Shawshank Redemption and like No
Anything?
Country for Old Men, or like when they were
Yeah.
doing a round table the one time. Anytime he talked, everybody just like scooted in and was like listening to what he said.
What's this guy got?
He's one of the greatest cinematographers ever.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You
Even
know?
some of those shots in Sicario, like
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gario's a pretty awesome movie.
That movie
Yeah.
is awesome.
that got snubbed by I think the Academy because it got so dark at the end.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah.
Come on, Academy.
Don't want to spoil it. So.
Stop being that way. So, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, and the only other thing was maybe probably Dangerous Animals. I'll check out.
Oh,
coming
yeah.
up real soon here. So.
Okay. Hell yeah. Rory, what would you like to plug?
I would like to plug Raven View Productions. It is a film production company that is quickly turning into something kind of fun. We'll probably have something to talk about shortly in regards to this, involving a screenplay that you got to read.
Yeah, and it was phenomenal. It was
I,
amazing. I
here's your
am
sack
so
of money.
pumped. Thank you. And no, I'm really excited for this project. It's
Yeah, man.
gonna be awesome.
That'll be a thing. But it's also the production company that puts this lovely podcast out every single Wednesday. Every single Wednesday, you get to listen to us babble on about birds named Crapsy. That's the kind of stuff we can give you. We can't give you in-depth analysis. No.
No.
Birds that Crapsy.
Well, I feel like we did pretty good with like looking into Glazer's.
We did a good job.
We definitely, yeah.
Gave him depth.
Yeah.
We got Fourth Cut Review, Churskin 40, Chursin all over the internet, Chursin here,
Content.
Chursin there,
Yeah.
Mr. Content on TikTok, doing stuff. Look him up. We got Horror Fest with our pal Bob Keller. You should definitely 100% look into that. It's going to be showing some like independent movies that you can see at the Ritz Theater in Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Gravy Diggers Pot Pie.
Oh yeah.
And I
I will plug the Gap Theater,
Okay, cool.
which down in Wing Gap now, they're playing all 35mm
I
movies.
saw
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
They're-
I want to
they're
go
like-
check out.
And I grew up with that theater because I'm from that area, so yeah, I am going to
Oh.
plug the Gap Theater.
Hell
It's
yeah.
cool. Like they seem like they got real intelligent about how to show movies, because I know like the Mahoning Drive-In, they're like, we're the 35mm
Yeah.
location, and now we got this movie theater
Another one.
also doing it, and I
Yeah.
support the fuck out of both of them.
Oh yeah,
please
absolutely.
keep doing what
I'm
you're
definitely
doing.
going to take a trip down there like real soon.
Oh my god, yeah. Gravy Diggers Pot Pies. Again, I have to mention them, but I have to distance myself from the company because for
the lawsuits.
legal matters
Yeah.
for sure. It's not been looking good.
I mean, the food looks good.
Well, no, that's the problem.
Yeah.
I saw the FBI raid the basement and they took Matt Rinaldi away.
Oh no.
Swartz Dreamboat, our local resident comedian hilarity man. That's
Yes.
how I will describe him. You can look him up on YouTube and the TikToks. He's doing stuff. He put some video up today that made me laugh pretty hard, and you too can laugh hard, along with Swartz Dreamboat. Real Chronicles, friend of the show, Dave Gonzalez. That's his podcast. I pop on there sometimes, and it's fun to talk movies with these guys because they're like, they know the ins and outs of that industry very well as far as like film history goes. They have a lot of information. Kitties of NEPA Pet Rescue is really the only other thing I want to talk about today because it is my favorite group that's ever existed because they save cats. And I love cats. I have 2, and you could have 2. You could have 5. You could have 10. Have
Hell
10 cats,
Hell yeah.
and they will fill that void in a way that alcohol and medication never could. Don't be like Glazer. Have cats.
Or Cropsy.
You can actually
he was
find
a two
it.
a day man.
Yeah.
Bottle a day man.
Yeah, actually, Cropsy never owned a cat. Look how he turned out. He'll get lit on fire too. Yeah, actually, if you guys want a quick link to the Kitties of NEPA Pet Rescue, you can go on freakquelspodcast.com, and there's a little thing you can click on, and you can get involved. You can adopt a cat, or you could just be involved. Or both.
Or both.
Be an overachiever for our feline friends.
Yes, absolutely.
That's all I got.
All right.
Moving on.
Yeah, good run there, man. That was
Thanks,
good.
man. I just wanted to try.
So-
Try something.
Yeah, I have a few things to plug really quick. Check out Battle of the Bards, July 13th, so it would be next week. And it's going to be cool. I have like another probably announcement about that because maybe I'm going to be one of the writers.
Oh, shit.
Maybe, I don't know.
I saw EJ do his last one, and it was awesome.
Oh, thanks,
I
man.
was giggling.
Oh, thank you. I can't wait. It was like one of my favorite experiences, like to just write and try to turn something out really quick because you only get like 2 days. So, yeah, you get like really it's like 24 hours, and and
You'll
it
kill
was
it.
a lot of fun. Yeah,
You'll kill it, and
it's so good.
you should come support them.
Also, the end of July, check out the Laramie Project. We have a ton of friends in that show. Marcy, Justin O'Hearn,
Fan favorites.
KK, Tommy T. So
Fan
all those
favorite.
guys are in it. So go check that out at the Diva Theater the end of July.
Go see how
Also,
talented our friends are.
I know, it's crazy. Also, Adam Farley. Check out his music on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to music. He has a bunch of shows coming up. He is like a pop star. I don't know. He's just like one of the best musicians
He's a
you could
force.
see. Yeah. Like, not only does he play keyboard and is an amazing dancer, but when you see him live, he does like pop music, rap music. He'll do like everything from like Justin Timberlake to Eminem to Limp Bizkit to the Monkees, and I don't know,
And on top of that,
Beach Boys.
on
It's
top
crazy.
of on top of that Farley cake,
Yeah.
he's a really funny, charming guy.
Yeah, I know. He's can't wait for him to come back because we were just talking about something he wants to do.
Yeah.
So
I think I got the message. Too.
Oh, you got it too. Yeah.
I love Adam.
Yeah, he
Support
talked
him.
about a Vincent Price movie that he
Hell
wants
yeah.
to do. Yeah. Also, check out Krista Lou's music. It's on Spotify and iTunes. It's songs from the Hallway. It's his EP. Really good. Mr. Jon Snow, the new metal messiah.
Jon Snow.
He is a god when it comes to being on stage. He really is. He is the messiah, the new metal messiah. And he is so incredible to watch. So make sure to go to the etc.com, easterntributecollective.com, and you can see all upcoming shows. He's in like 18 or 19 different bands. There's like Limp Bizkit, Korn, Metallica, System of a Down. He does all these great cover bands and stuff. So whatever you're into, he probably does it. I'm not even joking. He's amazing, and you have to see him on stage.
If you ever need a Creed guy, John, tag me.
Yeah, tag Rory
I
and
don't need practice. I'll just show up.
I'm gonna be like, hey, do you have any NSYNC stuff? No, I'm just kidding.
He was more of a Backstreet guy, don't you know?
Yeah. Also, check out Variant Season, friend of the show. Will Perna is in this band.
Speaking of powerhouses,
And this band rocks your fucking socks off. Check out their stuff. It's on iTunes and Spotify. What do you have like a favorite song, Rory, that you just like really are into?
jeez, it's like one of
Everything?
those. Yeah, honestly, I know it sounds like a lame answer, but I like whenever Will produces anything. Like he put a little teaser up
Yeah.
for a song that he's doing, and I'm just like looking. I'm just looking at like the little video that he put up, and it shows like all the like different like levels and stuff, like all
Yeah.
the tracks and everything. And I'm like, that just looks cool. It sounds great.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
Support Variant Season.
Yes.
You fucks.
One of these days, I think you're gonna have to post. Well, you cut this out really quick. Your birthday thing where we did the trivia because Will's on it.
Oh sure.
Yeah.
I don't have to cut that.
Oh, okay.
I have birthdays just like everyone else. They know.
They know about this. Also, check out Comics on the Green. Becky and Macy said they're ready to come back, so we're gonna have
Nice.
them back. Becky is awesome. She works at Comics on the Green. If you are looking for something awesome, she does art too. Like
She
if you're
does.
looking for some kind of commission or art piece to give to like a friend or family, she could do that. But check her out at Comics on the Green. Also, check out Respawn Tattoo, friend of the show, Jay Salerno.
J.
Gentle J. He will hook you up with some awesome artwork on your. Do you have anything done by?
Yeah, most of the stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
He's
awesome.
riddled with tattoos.
Yeah.
It's all J work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Greg
most of it is.
has like legit awesome tats, and and Jay did.
You said
most,
tats, right?
Tats.
Okay.
Yeah. I sure did. Sorry. I've been
No more burning for you.
No more Harvey Weinstein.
We
for
hung
us.
out like one day earlier this week.
But yeah, no. Check out Respawn Tattoo. Also check out, of course, Three Jacks Burger Bar. They have a lot of cool stuff going on. They have Burger of the Month for July. We don't know what it is yet, but we'll find out. And then, of course,
Just show up and try anything on their menu.
Yeah.
As generic a thing as that is to say, their menu you can't miss. Just close your eyes and point to something, and it'll be the best thing that you eat all week.
I love their Caesar salads.
Yeah, their salads are remarkably good.
So good.
Their food is good.
Yeah, it's
I would
nonsense.
agree. Yeah, the food's good here.
It's and this is like I say this to people all the time. I'm not a huge like fried food guy.
Yeah.
But like I love the fucking food here.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And then also, it's funny because we just had dinner here the other night, and Robin said, these are the best fries.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, she's like, these are the best fries, hands down.
Did she like
So-
the gravy diggers fries?
Yeah, I forgot to ask her if she
I
got
know.
them or not. But also, besides, Three Jacks, Comics in the Green, Respawn Tattoo, check out Shantytown Design. A little fact about them, Mr. Mike Vinch, the Vinch.
Our Da Vinci.
He runs this, and he helped out with our live shows.
Crushed
and
it.
Made everything possible, basically. He helped out with our website and, planning the event with us. And
What really bummed me out though is that after the event was over, I was looking through all the photos.
Yeah.
And there's not a single photo of him in there.
I know.
I
Well,
was so bummed out.
Yeah, there. I think it's the back of us, and that's.
Yeah, I'm
And I have,
he was
the
so
one where he's-
instrumental into how a lot of
Yeah.
the stuff even worked. So
He was wearing a mask in one photo, and that's all.
it's a bummer. But he was very
Instrumental.
very instrumental in the fact that any of the stuff even worked. So
Yeah.
you should look those guys up. They do quality fucking work.
Yeah, and he emceed for us too. So in those last two live episodes, that if you listen to those, he was the one doing the MC work in there, and crushed it. He was such a huge help. So
And he also hit a gun for me at the end of the night, but that's not something we have to get into.
you don't have to. Don't look into that. Don't look into that. But also check out freakquelspodcast.com. Finally, we have merch there if you want to buy a T-shirt, a glass, or a hat, or a sweatshirt.
A Glazer Rocks t-shirt.
Yeah. We have
Coming
all
soon.
that there. So go to our website. You can email us there. You could sign up for a newsletter. We have pictures, links to our episodes. And so make sure to check all of that out. But yeah, Rory, I guess we could probably head out. You have the map, right?
I don't. I thought you had the map.
I gave the map back to you. Remember, we made our way out, and then we were by the river. I gave you the map. I was like, I don't know where we are.
As a guy who doesn't like to take accountability, we'll just breeze past this, and I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to travel using the stars.
Oh.
I definitely know how to do that.
Really?
I might,
Wow.
but I'm going to get us home.
Damn. Okay. Cool.
I don't have the map, and I'm frightened.
No, that's all right, man. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You know the stars?
I mean, I'm aware of them.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just use that. No big deal.
Yeah, I'm sure if you just follow a straight line. it'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Well.
Anyway.
With that being said, let's give a huge thanks to Mr. Greg Caldwell. Thank you so much for coming here and being on the show. Please come back anytime you want.
No, I appreciate being on. Thanks a lot for having me. And yeah, I'd definitely like to come back for sure.
And Greg, when you showed up in these woods, you showed up in a helicopter. Are you positive that there's not enough room for us in that helicopter?
Not this time, guys.
But we see a couple seats in the back, they're taken.
That's for the bear.
Oh,
God,
man.
there.
Okay.
Man,
All right. Well, whatever. But thanks to you for coming on, and you're an awesome guest. So please come back. Whatever movie you want to do that we haven't covered, of course. But
We'll
whatever
go
you
through all
want to
of
do.
Harvey Weinstein's filmography.
No.
I might feel like I need to get scrubbed down after that.
But yeah, please come back. And then also thank you to you guys listening at home. We love and appreciate you guys listening all over the world. We love you guys, seriously. And without you, I don't know. Like, I guess we could still do this, but
Yeah, we don't really need you.
yeah, we don't. Yeah, we probably don't. But no, I'm just kidding. We love you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you so
we
much.
appreciate anybody who listens to us babble on like this.
Yeah. No, we love you guys. Thank you so much. And with that being said, thank you for listening to Hey, yo, where's the lake at?
I'm so scared out here in the woods, I want to go home.
Oh, there's a sign here for me.
My name's Eddie. Two people like each other, they just do it, you know?
Glazer forever.
Absolutely.
Justice for Glazer.